Uh, Good morning to all. Our respected speaker, Professor Rajat Gupta sir.
Good morning. Good morning.
And our colleagues from the NIT Manipur. Today we have the program on outcome-based education and its active pedagogy. As we all know, you don't have to give introduction of the sir. Professor Rajat Gupta sir is a renowned figure in our northeastern region, and he is also a director for the NIT Mizoram, NIT Srinagar, and even for the NIT Silchar also. And Rajat Gupta sir used to visit to our NIT. Sir, our director sir also have just joined.
Thank you. Thank you. Good morning.
Professor Rajat Gupta, thank you very much for accepting our invitation.
Thank you for inviting me as well.
So, actually, we want to invite you in person also. Maybe sometime next time I will invite you. Please come in person.
Okay.
Lalit, we can start the program.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So I like to thanks to our director sir also for joining in this at the beginning part. We also and then I also like to thanks to our Rajat Gupta sir for accepting our invitation. Yes, I know that whenever I require, whenever I approach Gupta sir also, he always accept. When I was in Mizoram also, he has delivered various talks in the Mizoram also, and he also kindly consented to be a part of the. Our sir is well experienced in the NIT system for last many decades as an administrator, and now presently he is the vice chancellor in the after the superannuation from the NIT. Silchar. Sir is presently in the vice chancellor in the Tech University in the Chennai, and he used to be a very chairman in the various NBA visits and the various other committees, important committees for the accreditation. So I like to take the opportunity uh, to uh, to have some knowledge from you, sir. So now I request, without taking much of your time, as you must be also very busy there. So I request Gupta sir to please start.
Okay. Thank you, Professor Lalit, for your nice words. Thank you, Director Sir, for your kind words and inviting me to have a chance to interact with your members of faculty. I'm so happy. So, regarding that NBA accreditation, I've been associated with NBA accreditation for many years, more than 15 years, you could say. And then I'll be sharing some of my experiences over here. I understand recently you had 2 programs got accredited.
3, sir.
Yes. And some of your faculty members may be aware of some of the things that, yes. Now we'll start from the beginning. So allow me to share the screen. I made some slides. Okay. Is it visible?
Yes, sir. Yes, it's visible, sir.
So, introduction to outcome-based education and accreditation process. Overview of National Board accreditation, accreditation criteria, Tier 1 and Tier 2 institutes. Introduction to outcome-based education, vision, mission, and program education objectives. I'll go a bit fast in the sense that many things you know. So let me say about something about the NBA. And this National Board accreditation was established by All India Council for Technical Education in 1994 with the aim to assess quality of technical and professional education programs in India. In 2010, NBA became an independent autonomous accreditation body. NBA focuses on ensuring quality, relevance, and industry-oriented education. Earlier, it was under AICTE. Since 2010, it is an independent body. And since then, I am associated with that. NBA follows internationally aligned accreditation process. committed to provide a credible system of accreditation, transparent and accountable system. Accreditation is a process of quality assurance and improvement, whereby a program in an approved institution is critically appraised to verify that the institution or program continues to meet and or exceed the norms and standards prescribed by the regulator from time to time. That is, regulator means AICT and all things, or UGC. It is a kind of recognition which indicates that a program or institution fulfills certain standards. Yes, that is there. Now, why you should go for the accreditation? That is most important part. The purpose of NBA accreditation is to promote and recognize excellence in technical education institutes at diploma, undergraduate, and postgraduate levels. Institutions, students, and employers and the public at large are benefit from the external verification of quality provided through the NBA accreditation process. You may say that I am the best, but if a third person says that I am very good, then it is the weightage. So that is the purpose, that your students before joining the institute, they should know whether programs have been accredited by NBA. So that they get an idea that your programs are NBA accredited. So let us join this program. So that is basically giving the students a platform, the guardians a platform for decision making. They also benefit from the process of continuous quality improvement that is encouraged by the NBA's development approach to promote excellence in technical education. Continuous improvement should become a philosophy. That is the DNA. That is the support and advice of technical education in the maintenance of enhancement of their quality. So, what is not the purpose of accreditation? You see, that is also very important. What is not the purpose of accreditation? Find faults with the institution, but to assess the status of the performance. For example, for NIT Manipur, relatively a new NIT, established in 2010, and NIT Silchar, established in 1977, REC, 2002. One should not make any comparison between NIT Silchar or NIT, for that matter, Surathkal or Calicut, with NIT Mizoram or NIT Manipur. That is not the purpose. It is to find out the faults of the institution and to assess the status of the performance. The working style of the institution is program, but to provide a feedback on their strengths and weaknesses. Demarcate the boundaries of quality, but to offer a sensitizing process for continuous improvement and quality provisions. Select only institution national importance. Improve student enrollment, both in terms of quality and quantity. That is very important, spin-offs. But if the programs are NBA accredited, students will know that obviously enrollment will increase. Okay. Help the institution in securing autonomy and necessary funds. That is also another very important, the funding. For funding pattern, this NBA accredited. This is as per the NEP 2020, gradually become degree award institution. Enhances employability of graduates. Yes, when the employers come for recruitment, they would like to know whether your program is NBA accredited, whether you are the NIF ranking within 100, whatever, NIF ranking, and then NBA accreditation. These are the criteria for good employment. Facilities translation, recognition of degrees and mobility of graduates. Mobility of graduates, I highlight this, mobility of graduates. Some years back, one incident took place. IIT engineers in the Kuwait, what happened was that Kuwait ministry did not recognize the degree of IIT because that was not NBA accredited. Now, that was a huge issue. Then whole NBA team along with the minister went, ICT chairperson went to Kuwait and discussed that IIT has the universal recognition, and then that degree is recognized throughout the world. And although IITs are not under NBA accreditation, but the degree is they have their own internal system of accreditation. Somehow they could convince, and then that was accepted. But for NITs, no, that is not like that. NITs, we have to go for the NBA accreditation. We just cannot say that I am for the NIT system, so we are superior, we cannot go for the NBA. No, that is not accepted. Now, what happens is that this accreditation process, basically, ultimately, we are answerable to the students. Now, accreditation criteria, that you must know what is the difference between two institutes, Tier 1 and Tier 2 institutes. Tier 1 and Tier 2, my dear colleagues, please mind it carefully that engineering institutions in India, basically there are two types, Tier 1 and Tier 2. For NIT system, it is Tier 1 only. Autonomous institution, institute in national importance, and university departments, autonomous deemed university, greater autonomy in curriculum design with strict adherence to OBE implementation. Tier 2, affiliated institutions, affiliated engineering colleges, affiliated technical institutions, non-autonomous institution. Earlier, there was a difference of assessment, but recently the Tier 1 and Tier 2 assessment same. Now, let me have a look at the higher education landscape in India. As per the All India Survey of Higher Education AC, every year we put our data there. So this data, what I'm talking about, 2021-22, I have the data for 25-26 as well. Why I'm giving this, you see the volume of our country and the institutions. Central University is this much, state public university institution, national importance, and you see GER is 28.4%. Total colleges 45,000. Now, see, this is that total enrollment 4.33 crores students. 4.33 crores, almost equivalent to UK population, 6 crores there. So our student enrollment is around 4.33 crores. You try to imagine that with the volume of the numbers of that. And GER is now 28.4%, and ultimately that is in 2035 as per the NEP, so it should go up to 50%. Now, self-assessment report. So before going for that, institute should go for the SAR, self-assessment report. Provides preparedness status at institute program level. Provides first impression about hypothesis. Now, SAR contents, basically there are 9 criteria. Basically, there are 9 criteria. Earlier, there were 10 criteria. Now it is 9 criteria. Part A, many of you knowing that because 2 programs already went for this accreditation process. So Part A and Part B. Part A is all information regarding the institutional information, and Part B is the criteria information. So criteria 1, criteria 2, criteria 1 is outcome-based curriculum, criterion 2 is outcome-based teaching learning, criterion 3 is outcome-based assessment, then criterion 4 is students' performance, criterion 5 is faculty information, criterion 6 is faculty contributions, criterion 7 is facilities and technical support, and criterion 8 is continuous improvement. So when the expert visits take place, then against each program, there are minimum 2 experts come. So if there are 2 programs, then 2 plus 2, 4 experts plus chairperson. And if the institute is very big, sometimes 3 persons come for a program. Like we had our NBA visit in the month of February, and since I was a huge student in computer science as well as in ECE, so instead of 2 experts, 3 experts came for that, because that is the number of volume of students and volume of teachers is huge. And this is the criterion 9 is the student support and grievance. Here, please mind this, the criteria 1 to 8, this is the domain of the evaluators. Means the experts will come, they will talk about criteria 1 to 8. And criterion 9 is the domain for chairperson. So chairperson solely only he or she will analyze the criterion 9, whereas criteria 1 to 8 that will be evaluated by the evaluators. Now, are the evaluators independent of chairperson? Answer is no. So are they getting influenced by the chairperson? Answer is no. What is the yes answer? Yes answer is that that whole analysis should be done with the truthful data, unbiased way, that if you deserve, you must get it. If you don't deserve, you should not get it. This is as simple as this. If your program deserves, you must get it, because there is subjectivity is very less. Most of the NBA system, subjectivity has been made very less over the years. So objectivity is very high. So there is no question of making that person-specific this. So although little bit of subjectivity is still there, but again that overall that is the difference, that NAC and NBA, what I have seen, because I acted as the chairperson for both for many years, what I have seen in the NAC system is a lot of subjectivity is there. Either you can give this mark or that mark, so that is a lot of subjectivity. Unlike that NBA subjectivity is very, very less. So that has been evolved over the years through discussion and all these things. Here I like to say that I'm also involved in the NBA for many years. Still I'm there. Every month I go to Delhi for the meeting after the visit. After the visit takes place, the report submitted by the chairperson to the NBA office. So earlier I was a member of EEC Tier 1 Institute, and since I am from the Tier 1 Institute, now I've been made the member of Tier 2 Institute. So when all the reports come, then a meeting is conducted at the NB office, and our member secretary is Nasaji, and Prem Krishna sir is the chairperson of that. Prem Krishna sir, you must be knowing those who are in the civil engineering. He is the authority in civil engineering, in structural engineering. He is from IIT Roorkee, so he is the chairperson of that. So every month we go and see the reports, and if necessary, we change the reports with the consent of chairperson. Now, marks comparison of sub-UG, as I told you, both the cases are the same. That criteria 1, criteria 2, criteria 3, criteria 1 to 8, this is your marks, and criteria 9, student support system, these are marks like this. Now, marks and weightage for tier 1. So this is at the division of this. I'm not going into the details of that. For example, the vision, mission, and program educational objectives under the criterion 1. So it is 35. Under this, there are 35 marks. In this 35 marks, the sub-criteria 1.1.1 state the vision, mission of the institute and the department. 5 marks. Like that, all the marks are given here. So that is I'm omitting. So this part, because that is already nothing much to explain about here. So concept part I'll go. Now you see pre-qualifiers tier 1. Why you went for the 2 programs? Because you have many programs. You went for the 2 programs, possibly, not I'm 100% sure, you did not fulfill the pre-qualifiers, number 1, or you are not ready for the other programs, either of these 2. It must be either of these 2. So please look into it, why you did not go for the other programs, or when are you planning to go for the other programs. So pre-qualifiers, whether the approval of the competent authorities, there is no issue because it is an IT system. Whether the student-faculty ratio, SFR, in the department and the allied department is less than or equal to 25:1. Yeah, this is the thing. Averaged over 3 academic years. This is CAY M1, and CAY M2. These are very important. Current academic year -1, current academic year -2. So for the last 3 years, you have to see whether you have, that your student faculty ratio is 25:1 or not. So that part is to see whether the number of faculty having PhD degree available in the department, allied department, is greater than or equal to 20% of the required number of faculty averaged over the 2 academic years. That is CAY and CAY M1. So this is the requirement. So you see the template is there. You have to see all this thing as per the template you should go. So this is there. If you fulfill, then only that previous report you should go ahead. Whether 2 batches have passed out in the program under consideration means a program should be existence of 6 years. Whether the HOD of the department in which the program under consideration is running should be appointed on regular basis and should possess PhD degree in the current academic year. He must have PhD degree with him. He or she. Prerequisite qualifiers, that is case 1, if the department or school is not running multiple UG programs and does not have allied departments which are running UG engineering programs, then the program under consideration needs either 2 professors or 1 professor and 1 associate professor on a regular basis. Allied departments like our university, that is computer science, we have got 3,000 students, then we have got IT, then we have got ML and all these things. These are all allied departments. But for your university, NIT, we do not have any allied department, what I understand. So this issue will not come regarding the allied departments part. If the department is school, including allied departments, is running multiple UG programs, that will not come under you. Now, this is important, the grades. You see that grades. So all about this, all the game is for the grades only. So 75% or above, this is Y grade. Between 70% and 75% and 60%, that is C grade. Between 40% and 60%, this is W grade. And less than 40%, it is D grade. So this is the grading system. Like we do for our students, the grading system. So here it's the grading system like this. So for our accreditation UG program, Tier 1, there should not be any deficiency. I'm talking about the Tier 1. So there are 3 stages of accreditation, which is called the full accreditation, means 6 accreditation. Then it is the 3 years accreditation, and then is a no accreditation process. So if it is the full accreditation, means for 6 years, there should not be any D. There should not be any D, you see, and W. There should not be any D or W in any of the criteria, and at least 6 criteria must fully comply. You see that out of the 9 criteria in the new system, there are 9 criteria. Out of the 9 criteria, to get 6 years full accreditation, that program must get 6 Ys. 6 Ys. Out of 9, 6 Ys. 6 Ys means in 6 cases, that is, mark should be more than 75%. And there should not be any W or D. There should not be any W or D. Means no program should have less than 60% marks. Less than 60% marks. Okay. So it's not easy for getting that 6 years. So it's very tough. But yes, some institutes are getting. For our university, Valtech University, in our biotechnology department, during my time, we conducted this MBA visit, and I'm very happy to share that biotechnology department got 6 years of accreditation. So that is there, and then our accreditation Tier 1, 6 years. 3 years, there should not be any deficiency, and at least 3 criteria must be complied. Getting 3 years, I think, is quite achievable. 3 years is quite achievable because of the 2 reasons. That there should not be any deficiency. Any of the criteria, there should not be any deficiency, D, less than 40%. No, there should not be any. Out of 9 criteria, there should not be any D of any of the criteria. And there should be 3 criteria, there should be Y. So minimum 3 criteria Y, and there should not be any D. If that happens, Then 3 years. So getting 3 years, most of the institutes in our country, be it tier 1 or tier 2, whatever it is, they are getting 3 years accreditation, most of the institutes. So now accreditation for this I'm talking about. Then no accreditation of the program. If the program fails to meet criteria for award of accreditation for 3 years, the program will not be considered for accreditation. Now, guidelines for faculty and SAR, that is all faculty, whether regular or contractual, will be counted. Please mind this word, contractual. All faculty, whether regular or contractual, will be counted in the respective year if the faculty has joined on or before 31st August of the same year and continued till 30th April of the subsequent year. So what we faced in our system of new NITs, that sanction post getting is problem, then recruitment takes a lot of time. Then what we do generally that we take on contractual basis. Now this teachers on contractual basis can also be counted as the faculty as so far NBA is concerned if the faculty has joined on or before 31st of August of the same year and continued till 30th April of the subsequent year. So there is no age limit to the consideration for the emeritus faculty as long as they are physically fit. It's not that 65 years or 70 years or 75 years. Only thing is that that they should be physically fit. The available and required number of PhD in the department shall be truncated to its nearest lower integer. Means it is 7.4, that means 7. If it is 7.6, means it is 8. If the disciplines like NBA, PGDM, you don't have this, so no issue of that. Guidelines for faculty and SAR. Contractual faculty appointed with any terminology whatsoever who have taught for 2 consecutive semesters with or without break between the 2 semesters in corresponding academic year on full-time basis shall be considered for the purpose of calculation in the faculty-student ratio. So that is very important for new NITs because many teachers are on contractual basis. So if we know the rules, so we have to play as per the rule of the game. Game is that we must get accreditation within the framework of rules, and then we can have contractual teachers also, but only thing is that as per the NBA condition we have to fulfill. So once we know that template, we will also know we can act accordingly. Following will be ensured case of contractual faculty. Shall have AICT prescribed qualification and experience, shall be appointed on full-time basis and worked as consecutive 2 semesters. Should have gone through an appropriate process of selection. Yes, appropriate process of selection should be there. So, my dear colleagues, that point is very important, is that contractual faculty, especially for the new NITs, that we should follow the guidelines of that. Guidelines for faculty and SAR, academic year is considered July to June. If the SAR is submitted before 30th September, so this is the part taken when you will be preparing SAR, so that is there. I am sure that in your institute there is a coordinator in our institute. What is that? There is a Dean IQC, Internal Quality Control Assurance Coordinator, Dean IQC. So I think in your institute also one designated officer is there to look after this. Under him or her, things should move. The student faculty ratio considered by the NBA, UG engineering program, tier 1 to 2. This is the 25:1 for the accreditation of 3 years, and 20:1 for the accreditation of 6 years. So then PG program and MCA 25:1 for the 3 years and 20:1 for 6 years. So diploma, PG, UG, pharmacy is not required for your institute. So busy schedule, already have experience. That is a three-day visit. You know all these things because already visit took place under the director's leadership of the present director. Now starts in the morning. You do not know who are the members till the visit starts, unlike NEC and all this thing. Here, you'll be knowing who will be coming to you only on the day of the visit at 8:45 or 50, that vehicles will come and report to your institute, as you know. Then this is the visit schedule. So this already have experienced. Only two things I'd like to mention here is that those who come for the visit, they are also teachers. Okay, they are not the police officers or CBI agents or like this. So they are also teachers. And then that one should be truthful to the data. That whatever data you supply, you should be truthful to the data. These are the two basic principles one must maintain. There is no need of manipulation of any data. I repeat, there is no need of manipulation of data because, as I said, although it is subjectivity is very less, objectivity is high, even though in some criteria there are some subjectivities there. Then the subjectivities also plays a role when you manipulate data. So my sincere appeal to all my colleagues over here is that be truthful to your data. No need of act in a very smart way. Do in a genuine way. That is the next way, without manipulating anything. And it may happen that the moment the expert wants the data, you may not be in a position to supply the data. Doesn't matter. You seek time. Yes, sir, we are unable to give the data now. Maybe after 3 hours in the evening. This is very important. And then this part also should be taken into consideration. That instantly, never, third party is there. So you never know what data he wants. So your department may not be in a position to supply the data immediately, but you, in a very polite manner, tell that is noted down, and then we'll definitely supply the data in this afternoon or evening. So this way, and then first day and second day. And chairperson report, as you know, that going on. That chairperson will be talking about, and finally he'll be having that exit meeting. In the exit meeting, that is very interesting. Exit meeting is also very interesting. In the exit meeting, basically exit meeting is for the chairman. Chairman will chairing that exit meeting, and the next day morning it will be held. In the third day morning, the exit meeting will be conducted. In the exit meeting, chairman will first highlight everything in a very natural way, but he or she will not speak anything which is not written in the report. Similarly, that program evaluators, two evaluators per program, they will also speak, and they must speak whatever written in the report. Okay, this point also is important, that they should not speak anything which is not written in the report. But does it mean that they will disclose the report? No, they will not disclose the report, but they will highlight the strong points and then scope for improvements, other things they will highlight in that. And the exit meeting, it is always necessary, and that HODs and deans, they should note down the points when the experts talk or the chairperson of the team talks about the points. So that is always better to note down that. So after all this thing, the chairperson will give an option that whether you want to adhere to the programs or you want to opt out. So if you feel that yes, we are confident we should not opt out, then you say no, we will adhere to the program. And definitely for an IT system, since you are confident that yes, we have applied for this, so there is no question of withdrawing the program. So that is the. Now I'll be talking something about that is your outcome-based education, which you know all about. Do you have any question here? Any question? Anybody, any question up to this?
Please ask questions and interact with him. Whatever doubts or clarifications
Yeah.
required.
Yeah.
He is one of the eminent person, and he has a lot of experience. He served as a director for more than 5-6 NITs at once upon a time. So please be interactive. Lecture should not be one side.
Yeah.
I'm listening everything. Okay.
Thank you.
Yes, sir. Yes.
Any question do you have? Any? See, no question is a stupid question. I tell you, that is there. So, whatever, if any up to this, do you have any question? So,
Yes, sir. I have one question.
yeah, please.
Sir, when we were going through the accreditation process, there were some criteria were asking for CAY M1 and CAY M2, and some were asking for CAY M1, M2, M3 up to M5. So, on which basis that is being taken up? Because it was a little bit confusing for us for doing the first time.
Yeah, I could understand that. You see, that's why I've given everything to you. You see, this is already it. This is I'll give it to Professor Lalit. This one, okay. So you see what is CAY and CAY. Everything is there here. You see, CAY is current academic year. CAY M1 is the current academic year -1, and CAY M2 is the current academic year -2. So you have to go for that, and this is that program. It is clearly mentioned here. So you have to follow that. That's all. You see. Marks, yeah, this is this. This is marks. Okay. This is PQs. After that, you see that this is your, this is coming, your COI. If the department school not running a multiple UGA programs and doesn't have allied departments which are running UGA programs, then the program under consideration needs either 2 professors, 1 professor, and 1 assistant professor on a regular basis with PhD degree in CAY and CAM1. So you see the template. Okay, there's nothing to worry about all these things. This all the templates are given, and see that whether your program fulfills that or not. So 2 professors or 1 professor, this for 6 years. So 6 years is too much for you. So as of now, it is for 3 years. There should not be any deficiency. Now, number of faculty having PhD degree available at the department and allied department is greater than equal to 20% of the required number of faculty averaged over 2 academic years, CAY and CAY. So that is there. So as per this, you just calculate. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Okay. It is given this. If the SAR is submitted on 30th September, you see, everything as I've noted down, if the SAR is submitted before 30th September, then CAY shall be the previous academic year. And if the SAR is submitted after 30th September, then the CAY shall be the running academic year for the purpose of data consideration and calculation. So that slide you please keep in mind. Okay. Thank you for your question. Now I'll be talking about that OB, outcome-based education. Any other question? Do you have any previous? Okay. Now you see this dashboard. This dashboard, please keep with you. I made it last month. I was in Delhi for one institute. There also I presented. So this dashboard will be for your record, please. Keep this with you. I'll send my presentation to Professor Lalit and keep this as a record. This is the short time, within 1.5 hours. It is impossible to explain everything. But I made the slides in such a way that if you go through and if you make a group study, it's not individual study, group study, departmental group study. I'm sure our director sir has made some coordinators, and this overall coordinator, program-wise coordinator. Then that study should be made in this way, that coordinators and program-wise coordinator in a group, they should discuss and they should frame. It's not a one man's job. It's a group activity. It's a group activity. So this slide, my dear colleagues, this slides, you keep it with you for this. Okay. So this is definition that OB is a different approach, and this is a Bloom's taxonomy. So Bloom's taxonomy, now it is a revised one. So a framework for categorization learning objectives into levels of complexity. Core principles of OB: clarity of focus, design down, high expectations, expanded opportunities, evidence-based. OB focus: learning outcomes, student performance, continuous assessment, improvement. Why implement OB? Enhances learning, ensures accountability, improves employability, global alignment. OB reflections: student-centered, faculty-driven, data-informed, quality-oriented. Now, here, International Engineering Alliance, GAPC 4.0. So that is the latest one, a globally accepted framework that defines the attributes, knowledge, and competencies expected of engineering graduates. Now, major changes in GAPC 4.0. The alignment with UN SDGs. UN SDGs, there are 17 SDGs. This is Sustainable Development Goals. My dear colleagues, here now you see that alignment with UN SDGs, 17 goals. Now, when you do a project work for our BTech students, so now onwards, we have to keep in mind that the project must align with our SDGs. Out of the 17 SDGs, at least 2-3 SDGs we aligned. So earlier, what we did when we never ever bothered about the SDGs part. Now, in the new scheme of the GAPC 4.0, you must concentrate on the SDG part. So that requires lot of understanding, lot of group study, and lot of brainstorming sessions. So just because for the sake of completion of the BTech project or MTech project or this thing, we should not do like that. You should do that. The outcome must be alignment with the SDGs. Even for BTech students, when you'll be writing that based on the projects or maybe internship, whatsoever. So that can be in line with the SDGs. Now, even if you publish a paper, now in the paper publications also, what happened? Now, they will mention that which SDG has been aligned. And when the team visits your institute or any waste institute, immediately you can show that, yes, the outcome of this is that SDG 4 or SDG 7 or industry is 9, I think. So that is SDG 9, whatever, that part that is. So my dear colleagues, that henceforth, that doing the BTech projects and all this thing, all the time you keep in mind that it must be in line with the SDGs. When our next speaker will be talking, he is also a very renowned person from that NIT Nagpur. I think he's emeritus professor of yours. So we are very good friends. He'll be talking about all this thing. So major changes in the GAPC 4.0, emphasis on sustainable and ethics. So that is also important. And digital literacy and modern tools, focus on complex engineering problems. And again, one very important part, so is the complex engineering problem issue. Now, what I'm giving an overview. So later on, that regarding the complex engineering problem and all, you should see properly, and then you should discuss at length. So it takes time to understand the complex engineering problem issue. And then that T-shaped engineering graduate. So I'll be talking about that. This is the GAPC major changes is the T-shaped engineering graduate. Any idea what is T-shaped? Why it is called from your common sense? Any idea? Anyone? Any idea? Major changes. Shape is T-shaped. Any idea? Nothing wrong if you are just idea. A gas may be wrong, a gas may be wild, whatsoever. But I want to know that interactive way. Any idea? T-shaped engineering graduates. Any idea? Anyone?
So I think it should be engineering graduates
Huh?
stopping.
Breadth and depth,
Huh?
breadth and depth are required.
Yes, yes, but breadth and depth are required, correct? Yes, that is the T-shaped, breadth and depth are required. That is important. Okay, now the knowledge and attitude profile of UG engineering programs. Knowledge, the Washington Accord is W, the attitude, and professional skills, PS. Now, outcome-based teaching learning, student-centered learning, active learning strategies. So nowadays things are changing very fast, and then every semester students are doing active learning process and engagement and participation and faculty. So it is not a one-way teaching process now, it is a two-way, and then students are given a lot of hands-on, so outcome-based teaching learning, and then outcome-based curriculum, outcome-based focused design, alignment with POs and PSUs, coherence and relevance, and flexibility and interdisciplinary. That is another very important part, is that now I am a student of, say, mechanical, so I may be allowed to take a course or maybe a minor or a major in the computer science department. Major may be 22 credits or 18 credits as per the AICT, 18 to 20 credits you can have. So students should have given the flexibility that yes, a student of any discipline can opt for any course of any departments. So that flexibility we should give. Now, since ours is a private university, it is very easy to make so many changes quickly. In government organizations, it takes a lot of time, but again, with the dynamic director said, I think things will change very fast with the approval of the Senate. So that is there, the alignment with POs, and you have to do outcome-based assessment. So direct and indirect assessment, continuous evaluation, performance-based, and evidence of attainment. Continuous quality improvement, CQ, whole concept of OB is that CQI, continuous quality improvement. Today I'm at position A, I want to go to position B within 3 years. So B is a higher position than A. So that is the whole process. T-shaped engineering graduates breadth across domains and deep expertise in a core area. Breadth across domains and deep expertise in a core area. So I'll be talking about this after a while. From outcome to competence, you see, program outcomes, the statements that describe what graduates are expected to know and be able to do at the time of graduation. From outcomes to competency, that graduates apply knowledge and skills to identify, formulate, research literature, and analyze complex engineering problems using substantial conditions. The complex engineering activities that will be taken separately, I'm sure someday somebody will take this, that graduates use the knowledge and skills, so design solutions, conduct investigations, and work effectively in terms of across the diverse and multidisciplinary settings. Say I am from civil engineering. Say I'm not from civil, I'm from mechanical. Anyway, say for civil engineering. So civil engineering, there is some say that is structural problem, vibrations are there, and then you can include the electronics part over there. So a combination of electronics and civil can be a complex engineering problem. So this is the innovative things are required like this. Like this. So this is the dashboard what I prepared. My dear colleagues, the young colleagues, you are all the bright young colleagues over here. So keep this dashboard, and it's not that just this morning I spoke about 1.5 hours means that you will be knowing everything. This is I'm giving the basic information so that you have to culture this. So it's, still today also I know I do not know many things as well. So yeah, constantly things are evolving. Now I'm going to that here, outcome-based education. So outcome-based education is education in which an emphasis is placed on a clearly articulated idea of what students are expected to know and be able to do in terms of skills, application of knowledge, and attitude. OB is addressed through the program outcomes and course outcomes of the curriculum, supported by effective pedagogy and relevant assessment. I think next speaker will be talking about all this. What is the course outcome? So he will be talking. Now you see this is the Bloom's taxonomy. So original Bloom's taxonomy, 1956, Benjamin Bloom. So it was knowledge, comprehension, application, analysis, synthesis, evaluation. So these are the noun terms. Now, with the modified one, they are basically Anderson and are their students actually. Students of Benjamin Bloom. In 2001, what they did is that they made some modifications of that, and they made everything verbs term, not in the noun terms. Okay, noun becomes verb. So remembering, not knowledge, understanding, applying, analyzing, evaluating, and creating. Now this is the change of that, creating that, developed by Benjamin Bloom. I'm sure in your question paper, what you are setting, so you are using that Bloom's taxonomy. I'm sure about it. So the names of the 6 major categories were changed from noun to verb forms, as the taxonomy reflects different forms of thinking, and thinking is an active process. Verbs were used rather than nouns. Knowledge is an outcome or product of the thinking, not a form of thinking per se. Consequently, the word knowledge was inappropriate to describe a category of thinking and was replaced with the word remember instead. So changes in the emphasis, the revision's primary focus was on the taxonomy in use. Essentially, this means that the revised taxonomy is more authentic tool for curriculum planning, instructional delivery, and assessment. Means that Bloom's taxonomy was traditionally viewed as a tool for this. So this is the Bloom's taxonomy part. So I'm sure most of you are aware, all of you are aware of all this thing. So this is there. 3 core principles will be clarity of focus on outcomes, backward design from outcomes, high expectations for all learners. Now, focus key aspect, program outcomes, how do our students achieve it, then how do we ascertain that our students have achieved it, how do you close the loop for further improvements, that is there. Now, why to implement OBE? So that is again, I'm coming over here. Effective implementation of OBE by faculty leads to improvement in student performance and leads to accreditation of the program. So enhanced the one campus placement, core placement, off-campus placement, pay package, higher education, entrepreneurs, publications, awards, performance in competitive examinations like GATE. Improvement in the student performance leads to this. Now, OBE reflections, as I told you earlier, this is. So this is the thing. IEA has defined knowledge and attitude profile and graduate attributes in its later revision version 4 and asked member states to comply by 2026. And I'm very happy to say that yes, we have complied with that. And then this is the Washington Accord, International Professional Engineering Agreement, the Sydney Accord, International Engineering Technologies Agreement, and then Dublin Accord. So APC Engineering Agreement for International Engineering Technicians. I'm not going details of this, but for your reference, I'm giving this, and all the things are available If you're interested, you can go through all the details. There's nothing more to explain much here. So, GAPC 4.0 graduate attributes apply knowledge mathematics. This graduate attributes form a set of individually assessed outcomes that are the components indicate of graduates' potential to acquire competency to practice at the appropriate level. So, knowledge and attitude level, range of problem identification level, range of engineering activities. So all the things I think even my next speaker will be talking about. So there is basically there will be repetition of that. Now major changes in the GPSC 4.0. So earlier old GPSC 3.0 was that was the old one. That is at 12. There are 12 POs. Now we have 11 POs. So what are the changes of the POs? So PO 6 earlier, the engineering and society, and now it is changed to the engineer and the world. And PO 7 is environment and sustainability. Then it is combined engineer and the world. So PO 6 and 7 combined is made is PO 6. PO 6 is that engineering and the world and the engineer and the world. So in this GAPC 4.0, so in the new POs, there are 11 POs. Earlier, there were 12 POs. So this is, so merged with old POs 7, that was change made. So you should know that major changes in the GPC, as I said, I will tell you that. Now you see that WK1, a systematic theory-based understanding of the natural sciences applicable to discipline and awareness of relevant social sciences. WK2, conceptually based mathematics, numerical analysis, data analysis, statistics, and formal aspects of computer and information science to support detailed analysis and modeling applicable to the discipline. WK3, a systematic theory-based formulation of engineering fundamentals required in the engineering discipline. WK4, engineering specialist knowledge that provides theoretical frameworks and bodies of knowledge for the accepted practice areas in engineering discipline, much at the forefront of the discipline. Knowledge including efficient resource use, environmental impacts, whole life cost, reuse of resources, net zero carbon, and similar concept that supports engineering design and operation in a practice area. Knowledge of engineering practice, technology in practice area in the engineering discipline. WK7, knowledge of the role of engineering in the society and identified issues in engineering practices in the discipline, such as the professional responsibility of an engineer to public safety and sustainable development. Engagement with selected knowledge in the current research literature of discipline, awareness of power of critical thinking and creative approach. This is very important. The ethics inclusive behavior and conduct. Now ethics, nowadays we are facing a lot of problems regarding the retraction. Retraction, because promotion is directly related to publications, and then ranking is also related to publications and patents. So many are taking in a different way, unethical way, to inflate that publications. My dear colleagues, my sincere request to all of you is that no unethical part should be taken into in our system. So this is the thing. Same thing. This is so this so now I'll be talking about the T-shaped engineering graduates. T-shaped engineering graduates. My dear colleagues, I have given one diagram over here. I would like to know from you explanation of this. Everything is mentioned here, and your directors have already given the clue that. But I would like to know from the participants the T-shaped engineering graduate. Seeing this slide, I would like to know from you. Anyone can explain this? Nothing wrong, nothing right. Everything is there. Yeah. What do you understand from that? Anyone? Anyone? Please come forward. See it carefully. T-shaped
Sir,
graduate. Yeah, please.
broad meaning is that you have to
Alok
be
Kumar.
aware.
Alok Kumar ji. Speaking. Okay.
So I think the broad meaning is, according to this T-shaped engineering graduate, that means one has to have knowledge of all the different domain somehow, and we should have a depth understanding of his course subject.
Hmm. Okay. 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 Anyone else? Anyone else?
Uh,
Yeah.
good morning, Professor Gupta. This is Dr. Akash.
Yeah. Good
So,
morning.
sir, while seeing this T-shape, our director, sir, and this slide mentioned that the knowledge of that particular course syllabus is required depth knowledge, but the parallelly we have that let's say that we have a 45 we have a class and we require that we have a weak student and good student also, so we have to collaborate how we are transforming our knowledge with teamwork, and obviously that it should be impact to the that our that social society and
Okay.
that
I got your point. You see that any system, there are fast learners and slow learners.
yeah
There are fast learners
yeah
and slow learners. So you should categorize the fast learners and slow learners. So for slow learners, you have to have special classes, special attention is required. And for fast
yes.
learners, yeah.
So there is a means proper communication between the weak student and the who's a fast learner. So that is the main point.
Yeah,
And obviously the
now, just that is now your institute should devise a policy, or your department should devise a policy to differentiate between the fast learners and slow learners. Many institutes do like that. So after the first semester, in between exams, they conduct the internal assessment. From the internal assessment, if the marks they get is less than 50%, they identify them as the slow learners. And more than that, they identify the fast learners. And for that, the slow learners, once identified, so they take special classes for that. And that is also given in the timetable. So that is required because now we have the mentor-mentee system. So every student against every mentor, there may be 15 to 20 students. So that mentor-mentee system should be very highly strengthened to go for this. So yes.
yes. Correct, sir. Correct, sir. As
Yeah.
per this T shape, what can I understand? And
Right.
obviously, the right side of this shape is teamwork. Obviously, suppose we are doing some task like projects or something. So uh, teamwork, create means communication, collaboration, teamwork
Hmm.
to achieve some outcome.
Yeah.
To achieve some outcome.
Yes. Yes.
Sir, I have another
Okay.
question.
Yeah.
Sir, as you mentioned that we should uh, adopt this T-shaped engineering graduates,
Huh?
but sir,
What I
sir,
mentioned?
so we should adapt this T-shaped
No,
engineering graduate.
I did not mention that you should adopt it. T-shaped engineering graduate is the concept of OBE. Who am I to say that you have to adapt all these things? It's the concept of OBE. There
True,
is,
sir.
you have to go for the T-shaped engineering graduate concept only.
Okay.
Yes.
But sir, my point is, but what we are witnessing in this in India, That's a, in fact, during placement also, many students feel that whatever core subject they have taken, mechanical, civil, but at the end, uh, the many maximum companies that come for placement, they are from software engineering,
Mm.
most of.
Ah,
So this is somewhat is contradictory from this T set. So how we should in fact means encourage students to go in the core subject.
yeah. You see that a core subject, as you
Software engineering is also core subject of computer science. You don't think the
mm,
software is not important.
yeah, core subject, core subject, as I told you, that core subject mechanical. Now, if we keep that mechanical core subject what it was there earlier, and same thing we are maintaining, then we'll be perished. Now, I'll just give one example. I'll just give an example that I have now only two PhD students, last two PhD students. So, my last PhD student yeah, who
I think there is some network issue.
It's really no problem.
Disconnected.
Yes, sir, it got disconnected. Maybe some network issue. Uh, uh, so I'll call.
So those who have already gone for accreditation, they can see how to improve. Those who are going for accreditation, they should see how to prepare the document. This is the idea of conducting this workshop. Main idea is that so that we can adapt. See, those who have gone for accreditation, next speaker, you can ask how to prepare the rubrics. That is not most of the things we have not done properly. That's what I feel. How to prepare the rubrics for the course and lab assignments, and then how to tag internal assessment, external assessment, tagging, indirect survey, direct survey. Is there any rigid formula? How to modify if we want to go ahead and improve the system, because now we are transforming from the absolute system to relative grading system. Now, in the relative grading system, the normally grades will be different, like absolute system. So, what changes we should do? These things we should take clarification from others. Of course, I can tell, but telling directly by me is not important. You have to listen from outside speakers also, right? But I visited his place where Professor Rajat Gupta is Vice Chancellor. He has made a lot of changes in his university with his experience. So MBA accreditation, NIRF, NAC, so many things they are doing, and their laboratories, equipments, and training the students. A lot of changes happened. I got an opportunity to interact with all the faculty and students. Interacted once. So that's it. So whenever as an administrator we go out, we also see what are the good practices they are doing, so that we can adapt here. Similarly, whatever we are doing good, we should tell them. Both sides, we should think. The purpose of these training programs is to learn something extra by each one of you, whatever knowledge you have to gain something extra so that we can improve some more better manner. Okay, please look into that in mind and then do it. The scheduled talk is up to 11 o'clock, right? As per the scheduled talk timings.
Sir, you are not visible.
Am I audible?
No, yeah, but that is not in the list. Yeah, can please try to rejoin again. Yeah, please rejoin again. Hmm. Yes, sir, yes, sir. Yeah, sir is saying he already there, like, but I do not see the list, and that's why I request him to rejoin again. जरा कोऑर्डिनेटर देनी कने क्या था करके प्रोग्राम Yes, sir. Now is visible, sir. Sir, now is visible your PPT. Sir, you please unmute. Your slide is visible, but it's
Okay. So sorry.
yeah, now it's okay, sir.
Yeah. So regarding the complex engineering problem, I think Professor Kashkar will be talking about all these things. Only one point I'd like to say here is that whenever you give a project to the BTech students, it must be the complex engineering problems. Means that it must be involved with more than one issues, more than one department. So if you know the rule of the game, then you can play. So henceforth, you must see that all your projects, all your projects, internship must comply with some of the SDGs. Out of 17 SDGs, one or two or three SDGs don't comply all 17 SDGs. Recently, I was in a visit of one institute, and they have complied all 17 SDGs. So I gave them just 0 because they haven't understood anything of the SDGs. So they thought that since there are 17 SDGs, so we should comply with all SDGs without understanding anything. My dear colleagues, here I'm just giving the briefing. Then you have to go through all the details. It will take time, and brainstorming session is also required. But here I want to highlight only 2-3 points. Is that in your BTech project, what you are doing earlier, now you have to change a lot. So it must comply with the SDGs. Out of 17 SDGs, it may be 2-3 SDGs, doesn't matter. 3-4 SDGs, doesn't matter. Similarly, the problem, it must be complex engineering problem. Means this problem must be interdisciplinary and all these things. So that requires some brainstorming session, discussion among the students, discussion among the your colleagues. And I'm not giving all details here, because I'll just go through this one. I'll go through this one. Vision, mission, and program addiction. Vision, mission statement. Now, NBA looks for what is the understanding of the vision. What is the vision statement? Anyone? Anyone? Vision statement, anyone? Dear colleague? Anyone? What is the vision statement? You have written the vision statement, you have written the mission statement. What is the vision statement? Anyone from you? Vision statement.
So I think vision, what is the goal of our institute?
Okay. Means vision is where you want to be in future. Future means after 5 years, 10 years, 15 years. So if you take the short-term goal, 5 years, middle-term goals, 10 years, long-term goals, 15 years. So that is the Institute Development Plan, IDP. We also made in our Weltec University. Since we are university, we are governed by the UGC rules and regulation. So recently, after 6 months, through a lot of brainstorming sessions, we made our IDP, means Institutional Development Plan. In this development plan, what we made is the short-term goal, middle-term goal, and long-term goal. Short-term goal we defined as 5 years, middle term 10 years, and long term 15 years, because UGC clearly specified that you have to make it for 15 years. So here NIT system, since NIT system is not under UGC system, so you can make 5 years plan also, because that in the 5 years plan, short term goal you can make for 1 year. Middle term goal you can make it up to 3 years, and long term goal it make is for 5 years, because tenure of the director is 5 years. You can make that, is also possible to make. So why do you want to be in future after 5 years? Why do you want to be? That is the vision statement. And mission statement, how will do it? Now, inputs required before drafting. That is very important. That is very important, because when the visit will take place, they will come and see the faculty members, student, alumni, industry experts, management. So they are the stakeholders. Also, you see, faculty members are the stakeholders, students, alumni are the stakeholders. Here, the parents are also the stakeholders. And then industry experts, management, and all stakeholders, you have to take the inputs from them. Then after that, only you prepare this drafting of the vision statement. NBA guidelines for vision, long-term vision, 10-15 years, aspirational but realistic. Short, 1 or 2 sentences, reflects excellence, leadership, impact. Typical structure, that is to be a center of excellence. Like that, I'll be showing that NBA drafting mission statement, NBA guidelines for mission, that 3-5 statements for mission statement, maybe 3 to 5, and vision statement should be one continuous one. That is mapping with NBA requirements. I'll just show you that dissemination. So all the statements, vision mission statements, are to be disseminated across the institute in prominent places. Now, while framing the mission statement, common mistakes, avoid this. Too generic, too long, don't make all this thing. Now, vision statement, this is, I'm showing the vision statement. Example of the vision statement for IIT Delhi. See, to contribute to India and the world through excellence in scientific and technical education and research, to serve as a valuable resource for industry and society, and remain a source of pride for all Indians. So that is IIT Delhi. And I've taken IIT Delhi, I've taken NIT Trichy, because NIT Trichy is #1 NIT in India, to be a university globally trusted for technical excellence, while learning and research integrate to sustain society and industry. And I've taken our university because we have recently modified this. So to become a research intensive institution. Now, what do we want? We want to be a research incentive institution of global excellence, advancing frontier knowledge through innovation, interdisciplinary research, and global engagement for the sustainable development of society. You see that here, in our case, what you did, now since I'm based in Chennai, it is industry dominated place. So that is, and we want to make our institute as a research incentive institutes. So we have got around 850 faculty members, almost all the PhD holders. So we have got another research center as well. So there are interdisciplinary research and innovation things we encourage for that. So mission statement, this is the 4 mission statement from IIT Delhi. It is given this mission statement: to generate new knowledge by engaging in cutting edge research, to identify based on informed perception in India, that is there, then to undertake and to develop human like this. Then again, to offer undergraduate program, this is an NIT Trichy, this is given. And the mission statement for our university, that is to deliver globally benchmarked education, to promote and research-driven academic. So your mission statement should be like this: to deliver, to promote, to strengthen, to nurture, to enhance. To enhance. So each statement should be like this: to deliver, to promote, to strengthen, to nurture, and then to enhance that. So if you have that you have developed something, you want to enhance something, so you have to enhance, to strengthen, and to promote, to deliver. So since ours is an old institute, so we have done like this. Now I'm just giving. Now what is the process of this? The process of doing these statements, you should follow your Senate, you should follow your departmental committee, other things we have to follow. Now, vision statements given like this. So, mapping of POs with the mission, I think my next speaker will be talking about this. Now, I'll just give some sustainable development. As I told you, there are 17 sustainable development goals. So 9 is the industry, innovation, and infrastructure. My dear colleagues, you see that you should keep in mind that it is very easy to align your project with sustainable, that is SDG 9, because it is industry innovation research. So similarly, you should identify the project, and then you should align with this clean water, gender equality, quality education, whatsoever. But one small caution I would like to say, that don't align all 17 SDGs. That is, it means that understanding is very poor. So you identify 2, 3, 4, 5 SDGs depending on your projects, and align that. So, and you can keep. So it doesn't happen one day. It requires practice, and it requires group study. Now I'm giving one assignment. Quickly, I'm giving one assignment, 2-3 minutes. So which of the following is the primary focus of National Board of Accreditation. Anyone? Participants? Participants?
B, sir.
B, sir.
D.
Accessing the quality.
B, sir.
B, sir.
B. Okay.
B.
B, correct. B is the answer, correct. Thank you. Next. Which is the answer?
C.
All C?
Sir, C.
C. C?
Yes.
C? Okay. Let's see. C, yes, correct. Very good. Very good. Correct. Very good. This is
C.
C.
C, sir.
Huh?
C, sir.
C.
C. Okay. Yes, excellent. Correct. Next.
B, C.
C.
Huh?
C.
C. Let's see. Let's see. C. Yes, correct. Very good. Very good. Very good. Next.
B. B, sir.
Which one?
B.
D. So this is wrong. NBA accredited programs are recognized equivalent to professional engineering degrees of other member nations. Next. Revisit report. Revisit
B.
report.
B.
Sir. B.
Huh?
B.
B, sir.
Oh, I'm getting multiple answers. Okay, who are D?
All are B, sir.
All are
All are
D.
B.
Sir.
Multiple answers I'm getting. All are D?
All are B.
B. All are B. Correct. All are B. Next. Which one?
Again B, sir.
B, sir.
Which one?
B. B.
B. Okay. Correct. Very good. Very good. Very good. Next. Which one?
I think D.
Let's
B.
see. Which
D,
one?
sir.
D.
B.
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 B for Bombay.
Yes,
B
sir.
for Bombay. Okay. Correct. Correct. Very good. Next.
So I think D.
B.
B for Bombay.
Yes, sir.
B for Bombay.
B for Bombay. Let's see. Yes, correct. Very good. Let's see. Which one?
So this is also B.
B.
B. Again B.
Mission, vision, PEO, POCO.
PO and CO.
B, sir. This.
Okay. 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 Correct. Correct. Very good. Very good. Very good. Then program outcomes for
So this is also for B.
huh?
B. B for Bombay.
B for Bombay. Yes. Very good. Very good. Again, organization objectives are statements that describe what graduates are expected to attain. What is this? Any
So this is
idea?
also B.
Huh?
This is
What is
also
the
B.
answer? B.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Any other? Anyone?
C.
C. Somebody said C.
C.
So you see,
Yes,
it is
C.
I say C.
C. Yes. Program education objectives means after 3 to 5 years, what our students will be able to achieve. Okay, that is the program. So our next speaker will be talking about it. What do program specific outcomes represent? PSS.
B.
B.
B. B for Bombay.
B for Bombay. B for Bombay. Correct. Very good. Very good. Very good. Then
B.
B.
which one?
B.
B.
Okay,
B,
okay. Okay. Yeah.
All
B.
our answer coming in the B, sir.
Yeah. Yes. If a faculty member wants to design an assessment item to test analyze level for revised Bloom's taxonomy, which action verb is most appropriate? Bloom's taxonomy. You should be very thorough about this. K level. These things.
Infer.
B.
B, sir.
B.
B. Very good. Very good. Very good. The process of COPM mapping is primarily done for
B, sir, again.
Also B.
again B, correct. Now, what is the primary purpose of calculating C attainment?
So this is also B.
B, sir.
So B.
So
Okay.
they have successfully.
Okay, okay, that is true. Then last question I'll take. Which type of assessment directly captures student performance data to calculate attainment level? Any
B.
idea?
B,
Direct and indirect. A and B.
Huh?
B, sir. B, sir.
Sorry.
Bombay.
A and B.
Okay, okay, okay. You are right. You are right. Okay, my dear colleagues, I enjoyed interacting with you. What I like to say is that you are very interactive, and throughout the 90 minutes, your director sir is present. So that is something unique. What I say, I must salute your director sir, and I must that also express my gratitude to Lalit sir, whom I know for many years. They're a very dedicated person. So I wish you all very good luck, and thank you very much.
Sir, one question from my side. Regarding this assignment question, sir. Sir, in 18 number of questions, so out of this 18, 16 are the B answers. Right, 16 B option is the correct. But when
That I
we
have made.
that is the question, sir. Sir, this is my question, sir. If we making some MCQ type question paper, so there is any rules regulations of more than 25. If 4 options are there, more than 25% answer should not come from the option say. Is there any rules regulation?
No, it's nothing like that. I do not know anything about that. I have no idea. You can make a decision. There's nothing like that. Yes.
Okay, sir.
Okay.
When you use software, automatically it jumbles. Nothing to worry. Because professor is asking, these are only how much you understood is session is testing.
Yes.
Whether you are attentive or not. This is not
Yes.
exam for you. But normally in our examination system, whenever you prepare the question paper, there are many online tools are there. Those tools will automatically jumble the answers and options, etc. for each student.
Yes.
There is no question of mass copying possible.
Yes.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
So we have our next speaker, the Professor Kepker sir, will be starting from 11:45. So that a little bio break if required, then that's why little break is there. So and even I requested Professor Anil Sastabude sir also to join in this outcome base. He is the NBA chairman, but he is traveling today. So he said that while traveling, it's difficult for me to join. So earlier he was accepted, but because of his traveling schedule, he declined. And the last speaker, he is still in the Abu Dhabi. I don't know whether he will be able to join or not, because he is supposed to landed yesterday in India, but from Europe the connecting flight issue was there. So he sent last night the message, we are still stuck in the Abu Dhabi like that. But okay, anyway, he have sent his PPT and all those things like that. Well, let's see whether he could reach on time or not.
Speaker?
Yes, sir.
Who is the speaker?
Professor Devatos from the this Jadavpur University CSE department.
Okay.
Uh,
So will deliver later?
Pardon, sir?
Will you deliver talk now or afterwards?
And actually, then sir, when he sent the message last night, because of his flight reschedule, then I said that to request to send his presentation. So he has sent his presentation and all those things. Like that.
Then
Anyway, sir, we'll see, sir.
who is going to present? You are presenting?
I say that if sir, let's see the situation. Then his slot is in the last slot.
Okay. Then no
Mm.
problem. By that time, he will. Right.
I'll just check it whether.
Now there is a break or next session?
Sir, we will start from 11:45.
Okay.
Little bio break. I have put it around 15 minutes.
You
Yes.
come to my chamber once for 5 minutes. Tell
Yes. Yes, sir.
Okay. You come to my chamber for 5 minutes. Okay.
Okay, sir. Okay, sir.
During
Yes.
the bio break, you come here.
Yes, sir. Yes. Mm. So sir, now also we can start. Our director sir was also attending the whole session. He was also just asking me. So now, formally, sir,
Good morning, director, sir.
he was
Okay.
he was there. I just went to his room for some discussion.
You are able to hear me, right?
Yes, sir, I am able to hear. So now.
I'm here. I'm here.
Yeah.
How are you?
Fine, fine.
Thanks for accepting our invitation. You are part of NIT Manipur. There is no.
I am part of NIT Manipur.
Your experience definitely will help.
No, I was telling professor that physical would have been better, but he wants some
because
completion of requirement of
yes, sir, within this very short period, and we are having the vacation, so many of our faculty members are on vacation.
Anyway, once the class starts,
no problem. No problem. You have to complete this formality also.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah, we will do that.
MOE direction.
Yeah. No issue.
Sir, so now without taking of the much time, I welcome the professor Avinash Keskar, sir. We all know him from for last many months. Sir used to come here and help us for the process of the NBA accreditation, and we should also thanks of getting our NBA accreditation of our 3 program to the Professor Keskar, sir. Also, he has guided and he has mentored us to preparation of the this process. Also, we should thank him, and not only and the sir is also the part of our NIT Manipur as in the visiting the young professors, and his expertise in this field has we already have got benefited with our accreditation process with the 3 program, and we are looking for the additional program to be getting accredited. Without taking much of the time, I request the Professor Keskar, sir, to kindly start. Sir, please.
Okay. Good morning to you all. I hope you are able to see my PPT also. Can you see?
Yes,
that?
yes, sir. It's visible.
Yes, sir.
Because I keep on getting some messages here, so in between I will keep on asking, or you can also tell me whether you are seeing it or not.
Yes, sure, sir.
Oh, fine. So thank you very much for inviting me and for this particular program. And I actually turned on this link for some time in between also, and tried to hear what Dr. Rajat Gupta was talking to you. So because I didn't want to repeat things, and so I just listened to him one by one after a little bit. And as I found out, he covered NBA part, and just SAR he covered, it seems. And what is SDG, etc. in the end, he also tried to touch upon. But some of your departments who got accredited, they are aware of this particular fact. Actually, on this virtual talk, it is difficult to not to repeat something because when we actually interact, you can always say that this we already know. But if there is any time you feel that you know things, you can always prompt me, then I will change my direction. And this PPT is actually, I may not touch this PPT at all. So PPT is just for reference over there. I may not be speaking exactly as per PPT. As you know that I talk normally in general most of the time. You gave me a subject outcome-based education, OB and active pedagogy. So let us dwell upon these 2 terms first. Outcome-based education and active pedagogy. So 2 terms have been combined, and on both terms, I think people have there is a lot of material available. You also must have touched those materials, seen those material. But is the experience perhaps that is different when I am working on those things and going for NBA visits. So, and actually practice it when I was teaching in VNIT also. So with that, perhaps you will get some insight into it. In general, I hope you have got all 3 departments people attending this class. This outcome-based education, when we use, it should not become jargon in and jargon out. That's what computer science people use this term. The entire OB should not become a jargon in and jargon out. We are carrying out some exercises one after another, and then the real outcome is not there, but we make files and papers, and a lot of material is made. It should really give some outcome. Then this word, so I'll talk about this also. Then active pedagogy. Again there are you can see pedagogy is the word, and then the active is an adjective added to it. So there is a pedagogy and there is an active pedagogy also. So what pedagogy actually means? This word, I mean, currently these words have been coined. They are basic, simple English words. Most of the time, pedagogy was connected to school children. Most of the time, you will find that if I am very sure your children are in schools, and how much their teachers are engaging themselves is that is what is pedagogy actually. Starts with pediatrics. Pediatrics is actually for children. So pedagogy is actually more apt for school. Now it has come because of OB into the engineering and higher degrees, etc. So it's a way of teaching. What they say, what has transpired is that it should not be only a classroom teaching. Now I am talking, somebody is listening, somebody is not listening. Such things should not happen. So these words used are teaching learning systems together. So I think I talked about it when we met some of you personally. We have to look this teaching learning and this outcome based education in total. So I concentrate first on talking to you is that whatever you have been doing, I know most of you are calculating this OB and the parameters there. You have calculated outcome, you have calculated then thresholds, you set something, etc. All these things you have done. But we must ask a question to ourselves that why we are doing all this. My sound is clear, my English is clear.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. It's perfect.
So we have to ask why we are doing all these things. As far as I am concerned, and senior people like you and me, we have been saying that till 2015, we never used these words. We were doing our job quite sincerely all the time. And now from that around 10 years, outcome-based education word, it was coined, and the people have started using all this. So I normally starts whatever I mean, that's what I'm saying. NBA point of view, I'm not talking. NBA, there is something we have to write and make SR, etc. Fine. But our profession is a teaching learning profession. That profession, if you look into it in depth, that OB connection will come out automatically. So when we talk about this outcome-based education and pedagogy, what happens is when we are doing this classroom teaching and we are not aware whether whatever we are talking is being understood by children at all. So far, nobody bothered about it. But now why we have to bother is simply because of the volume of the work. We know that you see in we studied long back the measuring units MLT, mass, length, and time, with which we can measure, and then there are units in our engineering for everything we calculate. How do we calculate education? Which are the units of calculating education? So there are no units. We cannot calculate in meters, length, time, or etc. Siemens, nothing. So all these things have come up because the volume of education has increased. There are a number of people taking up, and somewhere when the quantity increases, quality becomes inversely proportional. And earlier, when the quantity was not too much, nobody much bothered about quality. You remember only Fiat and Ambassador cars were used, nobody talked about it. Now with so many cars, everybody talks about what is which quality, what is the consumption, etc. There are so many n number of parameters for car comparison. It was not so in earlier. So here when we talk about this measurement of education, all these words got coined. Outcome-based education, etc. And along with that came active pedagogy. So the whole purpose of this outcome-based education is actually measuring education. And that's why then there are some options you are writing COPs, etc. and you are finding out attainment, etc., that means you give a number to it. When you give a number to it, that means you are trying to calculate something, measure something, and from that measurement, you are trying to find out whether the quality was okay or not. So this is the purpose and of doing all this. And I normally try to say that it is a micro analysis of what our evaluation system is. So far, we notice that there is an intern examination, end-term examination, semester pattern came. There were years when semester pattern, when somebody went back to annual pattern. All these things have happened simply because people were wondering how to improve things. Okay, so only professional courses semester pattern was there. Now for all courses there is semester pattern. So people have been working out to find the efficacy of the system and trying to see indirectly whether outcome is achieved or not. Indirectly, though these words were not used before 2015. I think in India itself it was not used. Maybe abroad they were already doing this particular job. So examination system which we normally hold, if you say that there is an exam of data structure, there is exam of thermodynamics or exam of linear systems, there is a 3-hour paper, that's all. And that 3-hour paper tells us the result of that 3 hours work. And actually, it is a question answer response. The result of a student is actually a question answer response, in fact, nothing else. You will not talk about the competitive examination, but our end term examinations are typically a question answer session. And at the end of 3 years, some questions were asked, so students have written some answers, and based on that, results have been. So lately, people found out, and people are working that whether these results indicate the knowledge of a student. This became profound when the volume increased. As I mentioned, quality, quantity, inversely proportional. You must also be remembering very clearly. Right now, I think you are very lucky to have 40 students in the class. In where I taught, the students started with electronics 30, then became 60, then became 92, then became 120. As the number of students increased, you forgot whom we are teaching. When you are teaching 30, 40, everybody's name we were remembering. Now we don't remember. So the point to be mentioned, what I want to bring out is when the numbers increase, obviously you start thinking about quality because they, unfortunately, in a real situation, they become inversely proportional. And therefore we need to measure, we need to see. You are going to, for a class of 30, you taught one subject, there was no need to actually try to check whether OBE is applicable. But when you go for a class of 120, there is a need to check because the suddenly number has increased. And you will obviously rely on your own experience. You will appreciate that, yes, this has been really the fact. Because once the crowd is there, then people are not attentive, obviously. So the examination system, which I said was a 3-hour question answer session result, it was indicating earlier the in general knowledge, because if a student gets say 70 marks out of 100, you could say that he has done 70%. But today, if he gets 70%, we are really not sure whether he really knows 70% or not. This is the background of the entire OBE in India, at least. So we try to go into the deeper and try to see the micro analysis. So whether the question 1 is answered or not, question 2 answered or not, 3 answered or not, and each of that, you are connected to COs and connected to Bloom's taxonomy, all these things. But a time has come to find out in a course where there are 6 units, whether each unit is clear to him or not. That time came. Earlier it was not the time. So this point I want you to understand very clearly, that it is because we are trying to enter into why I say micromanagement, because you don't say whether he has passed a subject or not. We say whether he has passed CO1 or not, CO2 or not, CO3 or not. So you are doing a micro analysis of it. A subject he might have passed but might have failed in CO4 because he has not attended, etc. So this has become very dominant nowadays because this proportionality of teaching and learning is little bit going astray. So we want to just bring it back once again together. I always try to give this example that the placement companies who come to the institute, even they you think of IITs or our NITs, they don't come and just pick up the topper straight away. They will interview him. They will interview him technically. Why should they interview when he's a topper in the class? They should accept that he is the best person, but they won't because they want to check. They won't believe fully in our examination system or the question answer session. They are right because he has choices, etc. So they try to find it. Hence, this outcome based education has come in. And pedagogy and active pedagogy, as I said, it started actually with the children in the school. There, they think that teachers are actually their parents. Many children. I mean, we see in the movies, etc. Small kids, they call their lady teacher mama only. So that is a pedagogical system. So which now in engineering, when it comes, it has come once again to see that only talking doesn't help. Well, on one side, we talk about chalk and talk system. Then we also say what are the digital platforms being used for teaching. Sometimes they are attractive, sometimes they are not attractive at all because people don't look at it. So when the system comes into picture, its efficacy also comes into picture. So on one side, it is good that all technical things are being used. There are projectors, smart boards, etc. So that is an infrastructure. But its efficacy also to be checked. Now, if that is directly being copied down or PDF available, students we are giving to students, etc. In the class, who will listen? So now pedagogy starts saying that you should not just lecture, you should also involve them. How to involve them? Just like school children involve. So now internet everywhere you can see what is available on internet or otherwise about pedagogy is there are 5 types of pedagogical approaches. One is called constructivistic pedagogy, another is called collaborative learning, third is inquiry based learning, fourth is experimental learning, fifth is blended learning. Now these are theoretical in nature. So somebody can add 5 more types of it. It is not a you can say Bible or etc. That these are the things, they are not watertight compartments also. Because this concept has come, it has to be described. Isn't it? You understand this? Because the concept of OB and active pedagogy has come, it must have definition. We are always interested as engineering persons, what is the definition, etc. So they are being defined. It does not mean it is an end-all solution. So constructive pedagogy means it encourages students to build their own understanding through exploration and experience. So definition. That we do because every subject there is a practical lab associated. But you can see in my there are some opinions which are personal to me. We always give half credit to the number of hours of lab and full credit to theory. Now this pedagogy actually says totally reverse. It says theory should have 1 and practical should have 2, which we don't. So someday it will come that every time you find that students, if you take feedback, they will say practical knowledge is less. Employers say practical knowledge is less. So that means practical knowledge should be more. We should spend more over. There should be more credit. And people should exercise it. Except in computer, where one person handles one computer. In all other engineering disciplines, there are 3-4 students handling a project, handling an experiment. So obviously their contribution in that particular part becomes weaker. So outcome-based education actually looks into this. So constructive pedagogy would now say that you must add more experiments such that everybody does only one. Then it will become every student will try to participate. He will try to do connections. If the background is EC or mechanical, he will try to see himself. Unless there is a very big, very expensive equipment, which may be only done on the thing that you forget. But typical experiments for which you can have multiple sets must be there. Otherwise, what the pedagogy says, own understanding through exploration and experience will be totally missing. That must have it. Next is collaborative learning, which involves teamwork, discussion, and group activities. We have projects which we give.
Your slides are not changing.
No, I am not changing slides.
Okay, okay,
I'm
right.
talking, yeah, I'm
Right.
talking in general. So I will change slides. So slides are different. My talking is different. That I started. Slides I have not moved at all. Let me move on.
Okay, sir. No issue, sir.
Let me move. Let me try to move on. One minute. Huh? So it is changed now, right? Can you see it?
No, not yet, sir.
No, sir.
I have shared the screen, entire screen I have shared. Can you see this now?
No, sir.
Yeah.
Sir, we are seeing your screen of another tab,
Okay.
not the PPT wala screen.
Now you see?
No, no, sir.
No, okay, I will switch off and switch on again. That's the only way.
Okay, sir.
Can you see this now?
No, sir. The same.
Sir, please, when you share, please share the PPT.
No, that's what I have done. I don't know suddenly why it has stopped.
No, we can't see the PPT. Earlier it was visible.
Sir, you have shared the whole screen. Instead of that, please share the specific PPT.
Yes, sir. Now is clear, sir.
Okay, fine. So I will move it later on. So we continue. So why I'm doing not showing this PPT too much is that whatever is there one after another, I will send this PPT by mail. Okay.
Okay, sir. Okay. No issues.
Right. Right. So we were talking about this OB, etc. All these things, whatever you are seeing on the screen on my PPT, it is known to you. So we were saying that pedagogy part, I was talking to you and saying that experimental learning, how it can be added. And I was trying to tell you the collaborative learning, then comes an inquiry-based learning. So collaborative learning, we said that the projects, etc., we are already doing, which in the fourth year or sometimes it is in the third year also, in which number of it involves teamwork, etc. So now it becomes a part of a pedagogical training. So don't get much worried about what is pedagogy. Not very big words. You must be very confident that whatever you have been doing is now simply written down in different format. So believing yourself, saying that you are doing OB, you are doing pedagogical training, everything, but needs to be little bit formalized. Next is actually called inquiry-based learning. I am telling you the pedagogical parts. This is called inquiry-based learning. You will see these 5 parts anywhere. And as I said, I will send this PPT to you. It focuses on asking questions and discovering answers. Very simple. However, we find that how it is to be encouraged. So, best part from my experience, I will tell you when we teach students, very few students, 1 or 2 students will ask questions. So instead of that, we have to do experiment. The experiment might involve like seminar. Some subject can have seminar and ask the student to teach some particular part. And we go and sit in the student's place and then he starts teaching and we correct him. So that will be asking them inquiry-based question. Then experimental learning, I taught that number of experiments in the lab, unless we increase it, the experimental based learning cannot come. Every subject may not have practical class, no. So every subject experimental based learning may come or may not come. So there the projects have to be added. So our system of LTP, which is their lectures, tutorial, etc., we are not looking at it from a, we have to do a little bit paradigm shift into it. We are sticking to it. So many theory hours, so many lecture hours, so many tutorial hours. So we have to think very radically if we want to really put this pedagogy to the correct use. How many practical should be there, how many tutorials should be there, and how many theory should be there. Eventually, we will find that in higher institutes, the contact hours of teacher and students are actually very less. Mostly it becomes a self-study, but that doesn't mean teacher is free. It doesn't mean you have to teach for 1 hour theory and go off. There is lot of other work coming in because if you have less contact hour, the other contact hours are actually much more. Then comes blended learning. It means we have digital learning as well as a chalk and talk method that we practiced ourselves. We still believe in chalk and talk much more. And then PPT, as I said, I made a point saying that while digital systems are most welcome, they are very attractive. Its outcome also to be checked in the sense that whether it has gone. For example, in ECE, the circuit diagrams are there. If I show in PPT one full circuit diagram, nobody will understand anything. Everybody will take photo and then try to see. But if line by line, one line is drawn which forms a wire connection from one point to another, the involvement becomes more. There is no rule as such. It becomes so much teacher dependent that a teacher has to do it with his own experience. Okay, so this was all about the teaching. What is meant by paradigm shift? Let's see the next slide. So here in OB framework, we have said PO, PSO, CO, learning, etc. Then activities, assessment. And this, I said, these are all theoretical things in which the formulae, etc. are involved. But outcome is not necessarily connected to only the subject. Outcome is connected to everything else. So outcome of everything has to be calculated. Okay, so now I will go to the next slide. Let me see where it is moving. So here is the course outcome which you have been doing. What does it show? I mentioned in the beginning, specific measurable abilities students should demonstrate after completing a course. Again, this is a definition. So course objective, course outcome, these are the words to be used. Objectives you tell in the beginning and outcomes you do in the end. But important point here is measurable, which I stressed in the beginning, because education should be measured. It should be measurable. That means our questions should be such that it is going to indicate some measurement pattern. The Bloom's taxonomy mapping, etc., or when we go and we have been doing earlier also, that question paper should not simply draw a block diagram of describe, define, etc. Those words you know that you are doing other workshops to use. So a question should be asked which you connect directly to the CO which we have mentioned. So specific measurable abilities of the student should be able to be demonstrated. That is what is course outcome. One common misunderstanding, which I am sure you don't have now, is that one unit is one CO. COs are not watertight compartments. You cannot ask a question which is exclusively for CO1 or which is exclusive for CO5. They are all connected to each other, and it is a teacher's prerogative to find out a question has how much CO1 and how much CO3. No objections can be raised on that. So it is entirely up to the teacher to ask. So remember, the most important point here is a measurable thing, which I am insisting time and again. So it has to be measurable. Okay. Now this Bloom's taxonomy, which everybody knows, remember, understand, apply, analyze, evaluate. In general, analysis is easy, design is difficult. So we have to, in the engineering system, we have to find out whether we are asking students to analyze things more or design. Okay, so analyzing is easier compared to the designing. So we have to ensure mostly the CO4 and CO5 would be towards design part. So analysis will come in the beginning. What the circuit does is analysis, but designing a circuit becomes difficult. Again, the second point, if you see, use action work to write measurable outcomes. So theoretical part once again. Solve this equation. What is the answer to the equation? It is only mathematics part. But by answering that question, which particular part in that course has been achieved, that is required. You find efficiency of a motor. So efficiency is again some number. But with that efficiency, what has happened? What is the knowledge that student has gained? So he will gain a student that there is some loss somewhere, loss in the form of maybe friction, etc. That part should come out rather than only an example which has some mathematics and gives you one numerical answer. So this is what is meant by thing. Otherwise, mapping you can always do, remember, understand. We have to remember things fine. But again, I am telling you this Bloom's taxonomy. Everything doesn't apply fully to engineering part. Okay, so remembering is too old system. Unless we remember, you cannot go others, all the places, right? So writing effective COs. You see, we are NITs, and in NITs, everybody has a board of studies, and you understand that though the course degree you give finally is BTech in some branch of engineering, fine. So the subject matters are 90% subjects are similar, 10% subjects are different everywhere. This is the flexibility one has to exercise. So it understands that flexibility exists. Otherwise, CO will be same everywhere. If the subject is, let's say you have a subject called machine design. So machine design name subject is there in every NIT, every IIT, every private college. But then the COs are different. When the subject matter is almost similar, COs are different. So there is a flexibility in this approach. There is some subjectivity into it. And that's why you understand that your measurement, the education teaching learning system in one institute becomes different from the teaching learning system in other institute. Otherwise, course is similar. Therefore, the examination system, the question asked in the examination, and the way the entire system has been conducted is different. And wherever possible, with the autonomy, we need to exercise. When I personally go to many places, we find that autonomy is not utilized. We should understand how autonomy is to be utilized so that writing effective COs will help. And writing this CO should be very simple. Just a student should know what he is going to understand. Don't write very complex sentences there. Here are the example of good CO which are written. CO1, apply engineering principle to solve a design problem. CO, analyze experiment. So here you can see the word apply and analyze experiment data are being used. Again, I want to give a word of caution. Every time it is not possible, don't do it just for the sake of doing it. You be the master of your course. You think what you want to teach students and what is expected from students. Accordingly, only it should be written. And nothing else, no questions will be asked. Now, in this pedagogical and outcome based, this is very important part. Though he might have touched it that in a SAR it is to be written, but this is the crux. So 1, 2, 3, low, moderate, high, etc. You have all made this PO matrix fine, but very few places it has been understood that why we write this correlation level. Again, you have to understand that if the subject is same, COs should be similar. POs are already defined, so POs are not changing. So then why in every institute the CO-PO mapping matrix, sometimes they write 3, 2, 1, etc. is different. It is not a unique thing. Why it is not unique? Because that flexibility and subjectivity of a teacher takes very, very important part. In our life also, when you were students, you will remember some teacher who was you liked because he taught it very nicely, and some teacher perhaps who did not you did not like because he did not teach properly. Experience, my experience, everybody's experience. So that depends on how it is actually being taught. Therefore, people write this 3, 2, 1, etc. in this matrix so differently without giving a thought to it. So, what do this correlation level mean? First of all, I repeat that there is a big matrix. If there are 5 COs and 11 POs, so 11 into 5, there are 55 boxes. Now, 55 boxes are not to be ticked. Every box your people are writing 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, every box, which is wrong. So that matrix should not be full matrix. Again, it should not be just like null matrix, you write small things here and there. The important point in OB is that it can continuously change. Today you feel the mapping is 2, tomorrow you may feel the mapping is 1, you please change it. So that is a self-correcting feedback, what is expected here. Because no person can in the world can tell that, for example, if CO2 is mapped to PO3 to the level 2, there can be a huge parliamentary debate that why it is 2, why not 1, why it not 3. But it is your prerogative, your lookout that you calculate this. But the important point is that it should be noted down why it has been there. And logically, if some correlation level is low everywhere, that means the importance, there is no importance to that. It's all right, it doesn't matter. So this part, the more you write, you see the unnecessary calculation increase. But the computer calculates, so people write 1, 2, 3 everywhere. So that need not be there. In general, for any CO to any PO, there can be all this level of dash means 0, nothing, 1, 2, and 3. And it is your experience, right or wrong here, unless you yourself find out that no, you did not make a mistake, but your understanding was different. So next year you want that 3 should be changed to 2, 2 should be changed to 3. Please do so. Write it down, note it down, file it. That is the purpose of, that is actually what should be done. Okay. Next we see. This is covered by an earlier speaker. You all know very well. But what is not understood is that this direct percentage of direct and percentage of indirect. NBA has just suggested that it should be 70-30 or 80-20. It does not mean that it should be. Direct exams are very clear to us that you take internal exam, external exam, and find out that percentage which you are doing. So no questions on that, etc. However, the only point remains in the direct assessment is of project. Why? I think I remember last time that grades are not yet there. Flexible grading system is not there yet. It is under consideration perhaps. But in general, the performance of a student in theory exam is on a lower side, then practical is on a better side, and in project it is highest. Very rarely anybody is failing in the project. Very rarely. I think so. It must be same everywhere. It is there with you also. It was there with us also. Same everywhere. Now that project grade or marks, which is typically very high number of credits, is actually an what do I say, pseudo interpretation of his grade. The student may fail, but he passes the project exam with high colors. Has it really happened that he has understood what is assessment there, what is the outcome of his project? So project assessment has to be very strict, which is really missing everywhere. Just like in theory, people get grade from A to D or pass to fail. Similar thing is not happening in project. That is a drawback, and therefore all these getting connected to that pedagogy and OB etc. is getting affected. because where there are more credits, least importance is being given to the practical part. So evaluation of project has to be very, very exhaustive, very, very exhaustive. Then in the indirect, everybody is doing feedback, etc. But what is missed out is the questionnaire. The questionnaire continues for years together, and some questions have no relevance. Some questions which I really don't like is teacher coming to the class daily, regularly, yes or no? What is the point in asking this question? Question should not be there. It is not any, there is no connection between CO for that. Punctuality is by default. Whether impartially, those are other types of feedback. Teacher is valuing impartially or not. This is not the feedback which is going to give you assessment of OB. Those are other things. I mean, those are the committees for injustice being done. So it's not part of OB. But that questions are asked on this and marks are created and then CO calculations are done on that. That is all. It is giving you wrong impression actually, wrong data. And you know now if the data is incorrect, the results are also incorrect. So this is what you need to give the alumni input, etc. Every time the questionnaire of alumni, questionnaire of surveys, and questionnaire of feedback, we need to get it done through lot of brainstorming session. They are not very rudimentary questions. Absolutely not. But because they are rudimentary everywhere, it gives only 20%. Because every time it is written grade between 1 to 10, grade between 1 to 5. People are not writing comments, neither comments are looked into. So unless the questionnaire is changed, unless people are encouraged to write subjective comments, then only this indirect CO attainment point will come into picture. So currently, when you feel that your indirect assessment is not up to the mark, you should give it only 10% weightage, not 20-30% which NBS says. Give more weightage to direct because there you are doing very, very strictly and thoroughly. Next we'll go. Yes, here I need to talk about this, which you are aware, but the practical point of view is the attainment calculation. Somehow my experience tells that there is a psychological feeling among teachers that if attainment is not up to the mark, there may be some issues, which is not true. From NBA point of view or from guidance point of view or from experience point of view, you see that improvement from some student is bright in the class and he improves his performance from 90% to 95%. And another student improves his performance from 55% to 60%. Both have increased by 5%. But the real achievement is somebody who has gone from 55 to 60%. 90 to 95 is already in the top bracket. So it's like asymptotic. But here the difference is more. So the attainment need not be yes always. I mean, you have to finally the NBA says attend yes or no. If you write no, 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 it doesn't mean you are not going to get accredited. It is simply a feedback mechanism that you are not attend, it's all right, no problem. Why we have not attend is the action taken. Like every meeting has an ATR, etc. That's called ATR, action taken report. Those who are conducting those meetings, they write. So on that ATR, what action, what thing we have performed, that is to be listed. So it is a target setting, student performance, CO attainment, then PO attainment. Target setting is an issue. There are again innumerable parameters that can be brought up for target setting. It should not be random because it depends on intake of quality of intake, facilities available, question paper standard. All these things actually define what should target be. Again, the misconception should be removed that we should not keep target low so that everything looks like having been achieved. So it's better not to achieve, but improve, keep towards, go asymptotically towards attainment. That is what is expected. So now a question which I discussed when I came there personally is that in general, I am telling you thumbs rule. You understand thumbs rule? Is that if the pass percentage in a particular subject is about, you listen carefully, if a pass percentage, that means there are 40 students in the class, if 36 students pass, the result is 90%. So if the result of any subject is 80%, that means 32 students have passed out of 40. The CO attainment of that subject, if it is exceeding 70%, then you have to really look into it. Then there is something not correct. Because of our system of examination, etc., the CO attainment, etc., CO attainment is much, much lower than the pass percent. And based on the data collected even by NBA, the good CO attainment is about of any particular subject. So the results and CO attainment, if they are equal, there is something wrong that you should very clearly see. I will repeat, your result percent, pass percentage and CO attainment. CO attainment you write up 1 to 3. So if it is 2.7 out of 3, which means 90%, results also 90%, then there is something amiss. We have to really think about it. It is statistically, it is incorrect. Irrespective of what COs you write, irrespective of how evaluation technique is there, it is. So in general, we say we don't have to say that everything has been achieved, PO has been attained, etc. We were told by NBA that PO3, PO4, which were complex engineering issues. The Washington Accord people who came to NBA, they also told that they have to concentrate more on complex engineering issues, which are PO3, PO4 around that. Complex engineering, that means design problem, not analysis problem, which I mentioned. That attainment in general is very, very weak. And that all leads to companies saying that engineers are not up to them. Of course, as an engineering institution, we cannot prepare a student for every industry what they want. But the basic we have to give so that they can pick up from that particular point. So remember this, that your target setting is extremely important and it should not give you any pseudo indication that we have achieved everything. Next video. I heard that quality improvement assessment or IQAC, Gupta sir was talking about it. IQAC should not be very rudimentary. What quality means? I mean, quality cannot be defined. It has to be only appreciated, understood, and others should say that yes, there is an improvement. On our side, again, there is no measurable thing over here. So somewhere else, its performance should be felt. So it says analyze attainment gaps and implement correctors. ATR we just mentioned. So how do we improve quality? For that quality improvement, there are parameters which can be indirectly looked into. For example, you can find out, though in our institute, how many students pass GATE examination. This is one indication. Because syllabus remains same, I keep on mentioning. So such parameters, on these parameters, we have to find out what is the quality. So that indicates teaching learning process and quality. So continuous improvement means then this year 11 students pass, next year 14 students pass, then 60 students pass. If that is happening, then our quality is increasing. Similarly with placement, so that will also connect. So if that is increasing, our quality is increasing. And it all starts with quality of question paper. So bear in mind that it all starts with the quality of question. So pedagogy word, then active pedagogy is an adjective. So teaching approaches that actively engage learners in constructive manner. By definition, everybody knows this definition. But how to implement is the main issue, main crux issue. How do we implement? So subject-wise, this could be different. We cannot apply same state of teaching methodology, same state of pedagogy to every subject. So don't be under the impression that there will be some standard rules. I will following active pedagogy. It could be different. So depending on your subject, we have to put in a lot of effort. Unfortunately, efforts required by teachers now are more. And whenever I go, I mention that NB also has put maximum number of marks for criteria 4 and 5 for the faculty members. So actively engaging them in constructive manner. So in short, it means less of talking by teacher and more of participant. How to do it is totally teacher dependent. So think about it, and in some subject where you can introduce, please introduce, and more so in the practical part. Ensure that every student takes part in the laboratory course. I think the question paper pattern, you should think a lot about it. I'm saying pattern of question paper. So a typical pattern of question paper is internal choice, or in general the choice of 3 out of 5, section A, section B, or one question containing a lot of short questions, then other big questions following. So this is called a pattern of question. With autonomy, we should try to see that this pattern, at least we should devise 2-3 patterns and let students know what kind of pattern it is. So that is why it is called active learning. Otherwise, you prepare in only one way. You know, the experience tells that those who pass even GATE examination, join MTechs, they immediately fail in the first semester in the subjects in which they have passed in the GATE examination. Why it is happening? Because sooner or later, passing examination becomes a trick of the trade. And the knowledge totally is away from it. Elimination techniques come into picture if there are multiple choice questions. Isn't it? So theoretically, if statistics is correct, out of 100 questions if you want to solve, and without thinking you just mark A correct for all 100 questions, statistically you will get 25% marks, because 25% questions will have A as an answer. So that doesn't match. So active learning means question paper standardization should be avoided, or at least 3-4 types of question paper pattern should be there, so that question paper cannot be predicted. I will repeat this sentence. Question paper cannot be predicted. If this we try to do, then it will become active learning. Then student cannot sleep all the time in the class. He cannot prepare at the 11th hour. There is little point in saying that everybody is student preparing at 11th hour. We ourselves were student. We did not prepare at 11th hour, but we might have prepared at the 8th hour. So at least bring it down to that level. So this is possible only if everybody is on his toes. Please realize one important thing, that the students who are passing from BTech, if they join IIMs, they will immediately report that they don't have time. There is so much of work, so much of homework. And here students don't have so much of time that they finish so quickly. But there is some There is a lot of difference in all these things. But I would request that we will start doing it. We have also done it. I am also doing it. That pattern paper should not be predictable. It's not that they know inside the question paper, but predictability should be there. Other things are theoretical. Whatever written there is a theory part available anywhere. uh, Coding, concept map, case studies, etc. Some questions will have, some questions will not have. This part of the system. Students learn through authentic problems and real world. Currently, everybody is talking about industry institute interaction. Okay. Now that cannot happen. So again, I am little bit strict on this and very curt on this. Faculty member must have industrial training. They should go to the industry. You have MOE with industry that links to the students only. So unless a faculty member is aware of industry, how he can be aware of industry? We have to put some effort to see that the faculty member is going to the industry for training himself. Otherwise, how we can pass it on? With God's grace, I was lucky that I have 8-9 years industry experience, and that really helped me in earlier my career. So if you have got industrial background, then only you can do problem based. Otherwise, it's not from Gemini or Chat GPT. You get a problem based questions and then pass it on. Your own experience will go in. Students should learn through authentic problems and real world projects. This is a general statement available everywhere. But unless a teacher has undergone himself through some industry, he has failed himself. A failure is a good learning experience. Then only that part can be given. I also repeated one thing, and last time during earlier interaction, everybody agreed that when we became teachers, that time we realized that so many concepts were not clear to us. And when we started teaching students 2-3 times, then we understood, oh, this was the correct thing, isn't it? So the time is required. So just like that, unless somebody goes to industry, then only a teacher can give you real life problem. So this is very important, and I request that you also try in your vacation to connect through your placement center. We should also try to see whether a teacher can be engaged to some industry. Let it be only observation, but some problem can be there. The teacher may not work there, but at least access should be there. So unless this part is done from teacher's point, the whatever written in this slide cannot come through, because it will be picked up from somewhere else. Some chat GPT will give you some project. It looks like industry based. So that will, but the hands-on training will be different if the teacher will have. In short, actually, this pedagogy, what it says is, you talk less. I mean, theoretically, it says that you have, if there is 3-hour lecture, 1 hour you talk, and 2 hours there should be pre-class learning, in-class discussion, etc. All these things. So remember, I mentioned that pedagogy is from primary school. There is real pedagogy is being done, not in engineering. But what it means that we give exercise, next time check whether the students have done all these things. So this is all part of pedagogy. So this says pre-class teaching, then in-class discussion, then application and problems. So some design problem, if possible, in computer science, mechanical, electronics engineering, should be taught in a different way. For example, we have started in Monitor, I think, open book type of test. Like we can have a question sometimes possible that there is no time limit to, or increased time limit. No time limit is too much, but no time limit. How I learned it, I will tell you, I will share with you. In architecture department, there are final year the design 1, design 2, design 3 papers. I never knew about it. Then I found out that that paper is for 3 days. Design paper in architecture is for 3 days, and what is to be designed is declared 7 days before. You see, this is also another available teaching learning process. It's an examination, not open thing. Fortunately for them, perhaps they have questions answers such that nobody can copy. Okay, question could be design a 100-bedded hospital. Everybody answer will be different. Nobody can copy. You declare 7 days in advance, no problem. Finally, what he does is important. So this is what it means: pre-class learning, in-class discussion, and application and problem solving. So some subject again forcibly we need not put into every subject. Some subject, when this is possible, it must be done. That is what it means in this slide. So now 2 words were given to me: integrating OBE and active pedagogy. So we started talking on this in general. So it says now align outcomes, learning activities, assessment, and evidence. So last point is evidence is important from accreditation point of view. For everything, proof is required and evidences have to be shown whether it has improved or not. So the learning activities which are to be listed as a part of pedagogy, then whether this is changed or not, whether it is giving fruitful results or not, are you changed? Then assess. You see, assessment word is straightforward, but assessment methodology needs to change every time. It's not that you describe like in 12th class, they say if you write this step, 1 mark, another step, another half mark, third step, another half mark. And if you write all these things, this cannot happen in engineering. So we have to really work out what the assessment would be like. Is he going the right direction? Can also be. His final answer may be 5 divided by 2. By mistake, he will write 2 and forget writing the last 0.5. But we need not deduct marks. We are not checking his division part. We are checking his understanding of engineering part. So in general, in OBE, evaluation is most important. How you are evaluating them. Evaluation should not indicate what he has got. Evaluation should indicate what he does not know. So this is the primary difference. Evaluation, like our teachers, everybody said, the best part of education is a learned person based. You can see a person is learned when he says, I don't know something. So getting 70 marks out of 100 should indicate that he did not get 30 marks. It should not indicate 70 marks, but which is being highlighted. He got 70 marks, he got 70 marks. What should be highlighted is he did not get the remaining 30 marks. What is that? And that if feedback is done, then this is a real OB in pedagogy is successful. Otherwise, pedagogy is not successful. It is only theoretical in nature. You do so many activities, and every time, even if you do same thing, same results will happen. So outcome-based education focuses on outcomes. This is obvious. Nothing new on this slide. Active pedagogy improves engagement. Assessment drives improvement. So that we understand to achieve. Briefly, I will again repeat that education was always outcome based. It was never that it was non-outcome based or it was useless or nothing like that. But it has been formalized very nicely simply because the volume has increased, and therefore to have that quality quantity being opposites nature, it is being done very consciously. The outcome is very consciously being found out. For that, data records have to be made. It's not that early time it was not there. It was just done without any sophisticated or rudimentary manner. Then active pedagogy improves engagement. So that what it means is, again, everybody is participating. In a class of 40, everybody is coming, attentive, etc. All those standard thing, which we find very difficult nowadays. With the AI coming still, now it's a challenge for the teachers that he should ask a question which AI will not give correct answer. Or AI will say, give me more data, then only I can answer your question. So such questions have to be checked by us. It really improves. It's a good brainstorming for a teacher also now because of this AI. It has given a challenge to the teachers to set this type of question. You must have seen so many memes coming in that how AI is giving wrong answers because your questions are not correct. So this part also we have to understand that how active engagement can be done so the pedagogy is useful. Otherwise, it should not happen that we try to do so many group teaching, etc. But the outcome still remains the same thing. People finally are not being measured. And the last point I said, assessment drives improvement. So I mentioned this point. Assessment is very important, and in the assessment, concentration is to be given. What is not achieved by the student, then what is achieved by the student. Or student, when I say student, it means we are also involved. A teacher is also a student. Our teachers have said we have been to students all the time. So this is what is the summary of all this. I don't know if this color has changed. Let me see whether I can change the color. Can you see this? I don't know why its color has changed.
It's a little difficult. The bold word, the post workshop assignment, we can see.
I will read it. So now I'm was post workshop. Well, let me try to change its color. Hold on for a minute. Okay.
Yeah, sir. Now it's okay, sir.
Now it's okay. I thought of this assignment to be given. Write 5 course outcome for a course you teach using Bloom's taxonomy verbs. Prepare a COPO mapping matrix and justify correlation levels. So I said no 1, 2, 3 writing, but it should be justified in simple sentences for your course. So I request that either you do it singly or at least not more than 2 teachers per subject if you want to do it collaboratively, and try to do that. Design a 60-minute lesson plan with at least 2 active learning strategies. We talked about what is active learning. So I told you that teachers have to put in a lot of effort. Okay. So that is a not very welcome part, but see, things have changed, and there are we are all teachers. We have more work to do now. Then maybe our teachers were a bit lucky. Anyway, what it means is 60 minutes lesson plan. So it is not sufficient for me now that I know a subject in throughout. In my mind, it is very clear. Same thing with you. You can be woken up from sleep and asked to speak. You will speak very nicely on your subject. That is okay. But designing a 60-minute lesson plan using at least 2 active learning strategies is going to be a big exercise. It's like a setting up of drama actually. So this is the exercise I thought I would give you. 1 hour lecture, but it will involve at least 2 activities. In your subject, choose any topic and then design this so that the class of 160 minutes will have this type of learning strategy, any 2 learning strategy. Then develop an assessment rubric for projects, lab or presentation. You have still the standard rubrics are what he has done, how was the presentation? Was the English okay? Every point was corrected or not? How was the question answer session? No. Think beyond that. Okay. So when we meet, we will discuss what question should be. Right now, it's an exercise to you, so I'm not answering this part. So forget about whatever rubrics you have already. Can you think of fresh rubrics yourself so that how lab and presentation project can be assigned? Remember this point that in laboratory we all give much more, many more marks to students. A student gets more marks than his theory part. But finally he's failing in practical and he has less knowledge about practicality, though he got more marks. So it is clear indication that marks are not indication of his knowledge. You can verify that. I think you will agree. Then analyze attainment data, at least real one, and propose a continuous improvement action on it. So whatever data you have got for your own subject, okay, your own subject you have done already. So if you have that data, see that what is the answer, whatever you have done, put some threshold, don't worry about it right now. Whatever threshold you have kept, whatever answer you have got, check. If nothing is to be improved, then the threshold obviously is not 3. If you have attained, your target was 3, threshold was 3, you have attained everything, then there is something great mistake that you have. So then it should be thoroughly changed. But otherwise, based on whatever you have attained, you can think of some action, etc., and write it down. So when we do everything slowly, your documentation will be built up. Okay. So these are the 5 post workshop assignment I thought I would share with you. And if you do it, fine. Whenever we meet, we will see that. Or we will use pedagogy in here also. What we will do, these 5 questions, I suggest that you form group amongst it. Then whatever answers or these assignments you have done, you give it to the other group. And the other group gives it to you. So like that, if you do, you have done a pedagogy among yourself. Okay. So some say 2 faculty members do this, another 2 faculty members do it for their subject independently. And though you may not know exactly each other's subject, but subjects are not foreign within a branch. So branch wise only you do. Electrical engineering will do it for power systems, and some will do it for say protection, and mechanical will do for refrigeration, and like that. Similarly, computer science, somebody will do for theory of computation, somebody will for data structure, and then exchange this, and then see, and you suggest each other. So this is the way to improve. So this I thought I will give this to you at the end of this session. So if there are any questions, last 10 minutes, you are welcome to ask me.
Sir,
you tell whether you got something new.
Sir, here when we prepared rubrics, okay, because as we know that there is nothing is right, nothing is wrong, as it is what the steps which you followed to make the rubrics of this one. So let us say that one particular teacher is teaching one subject for last 2-3 semester for the same subject, and he prepare some kind of the rubrics. Then some another the subject is assigned to another teacher. Then he may have come up with some new ideas. Then the rubrics is likely to be changed of that how he assign in the assignment, the project oriented or something. So in that kind of the things, during the assessment period, if we found 2 kind of the rubrics, will there be an issue? That is what I also
Yeah,
feel.
I understood your issue.
Yes, sir.
So first of all, a single teacher perhaps should not make this 1, 2, 3, 4 assignment. Okay, a single teacher. Typically, there should be more than one, so that averaging is already done. Okay. So what we did, at least we made so many groups in a particular branch. If you have got some 12 faculty members, make 3 groups or 4 groups. So you have at least 3-4 faculty members for subject, and few subjects are to be assigned to them. Then they collectively made this. So at least 4 people agree, 3 to 4 faculty members agree on whatever they have written. In your case, if only one teacher has done and subject and he has put some numbers, I understood your question fully.
Yes, sir.
Now the other teacher does not agree with this at all. Okay, so there is absolutely no problem. But the earlier teacher should have some feedback on whatever numbers he has done. So based on that feedback, then the new teacher can totally change it, rechange it, change the numbers, and have his own system. But now I would suggest that if one teacher has done it, another teacher wants to change, there should be group of teachers who want to change. So at least 2 numbers.
Yes, yes, I understood. Sir, actually, the idea which you said that it should become with the common discussion and all those things, but sometimes, as you know, that here we have a very limited numbers of the positions, faculties are there, so people are busy with his or her own subjects, making the sometimes that backing of the group to discuss to help get it from, because one teacher has been teaching only that particular subject, and then the others are busy with his or her own subject. So that's why this kind of the issues maybe sometimes arises.
No, I understand. Still, it should be taken as a part of duty.
Yes,
that
sir.
If some teacher has
Yes.
been teaching
Now
same
I
subject for 2-3 years.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Actually, that subject should be rotated also after 2-3 years. Normally, this should be the practice. So otherwise, the teacher also forgets his own other subjects.
Yes,
How
yes.
he is
Exactly, exactly, sir. Exactly.
Yeah. So even if I understand currently understanding our situation, if one teacher is teacher, other is not teaching, still he has studied that subject and he is aware. So please make groups. In every branch there are at least 8 to 10 numbers, isn't it? Okay, so at least 3 groups can be made. At least 3 groups can be made with three teachers each in every branch.
Okay, sir.
And include ad hocs also, no problem. Why don't you exclude? It's not that their views also to be changed. Once you have selected somebody's ad hoc, that means you believe they can teach. If you believe they can teach, we should believe that they can give opinion. No problem. So, like that you make, and then again set up the new targets, etc. Did I answer your question?
Yes, sir, yes, I understood, sir. Sir, another challenge is that as we know that we have the different program outcomes as also CO and all this. So when we try to map with our question paper, when we set it for the end semester and midterms like that, then some of us are just deciding that let us make one question clearly only for a one particular outcomes like that, so that it will be easy for us also to get mapping with the result and all this like that. But you during your talks also that it can also be in the same question also, the outcome can be also some merged like that. So what is your suggestion?
My is not suggestion. It is the fact that this assignment cannot be unique. A question cannot be unique. Maybe CO1 can be unique, but when you go to question 4 and 5, the fundamentals are already there in any design.
Yes, sir.
So CO1 normally says understanding principle, etc. That's what CO1. But without that, design cannot be done.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So what OB says, flexibility says, it is left to the teacher. For example, you can say question number 5 is 70% CO5 and 30% CO2. That he can say, that is his lookout.
No, sir, what I mean to say is that, like, let us say that, let us take one question. Let us say that what is X? So that can be, we can consider as a one CO1, just a definition or define X, something like that. Then after that, by using this X, you design the so and so. This is like that. So then it become different COs are coming in the same question.
Yes.
So when what you say is the it cannot be segregated, it can be also mixed, but like when we try to map this one, then it become a little, whether he or she answered the first part, whether he or she answered the second part. So then all those things has also have to be taken care while mapping, right, sir?
No, no. See, we have to look at practicability point also.
That,
We use the word, they are not watertight compartments.
hmm.
Really. Like it is not a measuring of gold as such. We have tolerances. So use the tolerances with
Hmm.
correct thought process. So one thing is certain, it should not happen that unit 1 map to CO1, unit 2 map to CO3, 3 to 3, 4 to 4. That should not be the case. That is very certain. So CO should define in general something. Now you ask question number 3. Question number 3, it may span CO2 and CO3. It is left to the teacher to write question number 3 in the end, 7 marks, CO2, comma CO3. Then he will give half of 50% weightage to it. It is left to the teacher. That's why a group of teacher is very important, and it is left to him, teacher, how much he should assign. So we are not trying to measure it that, no, why did you do 50-50? It should be 45-55. That much quarrel nobody is going to do. But it is whether we have understood the meaning of it. Unless somebody knows some part. Like without division, you cannot carry out any further mathematical thing. But now, if you go to now differential and quadratic equation, there are no marks for multiplication. I said no. Finally, if division is, you solve a quadratic equation, find its roots. But if in the end, unfortunately, division is wrong, that doesn't mean he doesn't know division. So your own flexibility is important. There, the rules cannot be made. And if you are sincere, you are putting your efforts to that outcome base, you are only going to judge. It's like keeping your house clean. You are the judge. So don't mix up two things, that how much accurately you are doing OBE. You should do OBE generously so that its effect is felt. That is important.
Okay, sir. Okay, understood, sir.
Any other?
Sir, you have told about the flipped learning, sir. Flipped class, sir. So, what are miss in flipped classes, sir? Can you explain once again, sir? It's not clear to me, sir. Perfectly. Flipped classes.
Say it again.
Flipped classes, sir. Flipped.
Flipped.
Yes, sir. So, what is this, sir? Exactly, sir. I'm.
Actually, flipped classroom by definition, you see, is a blended learning model that reverses traditional teaching. Okay.
Yes, sir.
By definition of flip. You know, you use the
Yes,
word
sir.
flip flop in electronics now. Flip flop.
Yes, sir.
So flipped learning is a blended learning model that reverses teaching. That is by definition. You can read it anywhere.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Learn foundation at home, and then they come to the class. Okay, with videos, recording, etc. before. And the class time is used for active learning. Let me suppose you are from EC, so I will say you want to teach amplifier. So for teaching amplifier, first student will come with the reading amplifier. You will not explain to them what is amplification, etc. That is already done. But he will come with the design issues in mind, and in class you will actually design one amplifier with so much dB gain. So flipped means first you learn, then come to the class. If you have to tell in very simple language, don't just sit in blank in the class. First learn something, then only student can discuss. Otherwise, when the teacher says any questions, that depends on whether they have understood in this 1 hour, then only they can answer. But if they come reading earlier, have they read earlier, they have a lot of questions.
Okay, sir. So, can we give our notes and lectures also, sir, before notes?
You can tell them where to read. If you give your own notes,
yes, sir,
which you have prepared, that will give them a shortcut, then the efforts are less from their side.
Yes.
You have to immediately tell references from where to read.
Okay, sir. Clear, sir.
Yeah.
Is there any more questions from the other colleagues?
So I just want to, in the end, repeat these assignments. I hope you have noted down.
Yes, sir. Yes, I took the screenshot and I'll share
Take a
it.
screenshot of that, and please ensure that people do it and
Yes.
document it. See, you are conducting this FUP, document it and put it in a file. So whenever our next accreditation comes, you can say that you have done these things.
Yes, sir. Yes.
Okay. Yeah.
Yes, sir. Dr. Dennis, you have any question?
Yes, sir. Actually, sir was talking about the COPO mapping, the matrix that we usually maintain. And sir was telling that we can actually keep on updating, change this numbers 1, 2, 3 or dash.
Yeah.
Sir, but in the accreditation process, for the let's say CAY M1, M2, M3, shouldn't it be same for the last 3 years? How we will do the
Then,
attainment?
okay, I got your answer. I will repeat this point. See, the accuracy is not important. What is important is the gist of it, what is the meaning, the intention behind doing all these things. That is more important. So after doing 1 year, you have understood that this mapping was incorrect. Typical mapping, I will tell what it is. Suppose you write 3. That means it is more mapped. You have to spend more time on it. It consumes more interaction with the student. That's what you want to think. But you realize that this, whatever time you have decided in the course you write, no, for example, a design, I will take eight lectures. Suppose in 8 lectures, people did not understand. You have to spend more time. You have to spend 2 hours extra to explain the things. So this is a feedback to you. So this feedback, if you find, then the attainment number is in the matrix which you have written 2 should become 3. That you do it, and finally it is an Excel sheet in which averages are calculated. So important point is it should be documented that based on this particular happening, the mapping of 3 has been changed to 2 or 1 has been changed to 3 for the following reason. That's all. And then note it down, and next time it will be calculated with a new number.
Okay, sir.
Okay.
Understood.
Yeah. There is no question. That is a great misconception that there is some standard mapping, standard rules. There are no rules of outcome-based education. No rules. But
Okay.
you understand the philosophy, holistic philosophy, apply it.
Yes, sir. So we have to apply our subjective and
Yes.
objective chain of thoughts.
Correct. But write it down, note it down. It
Yes,
should not be
document.
just in your mind. It should be on paper.
Okay.
Why it is being done.
Yes, sir. And for the SDGs, that we have 17 SDGs, and then we are supposed to have our capstone project or the projects mapped to the some SDGs. So, is it necessary that it should be mapped only to one, or it can be mapped to 2 or 3 also?
Very good question. There are 17 SDGs.
Yes.
Right? It is very clear that you have to find your own strength of your own institute. In your institute, out of the 17 SDGs, how many SDGs you can connect? Keep those only. Forget about rest.
Okay.
There is no need that every period, all 17 SDGs you are teaching students. Then we will become gods. It is not possible. So find within the constraints, within the facilities available, and the project that you are undertaking, which SDGs are getting mapped. SDGs are nothing new actually. Once again, like OBE, SDG has come recently 2-3 years back. And if you read it carefully, there is nothing new. It says some societal, it says some energy conservation. It uses only those words which were prevalent. But they have been listed out because the situation is changing now. Environment has become more important. And therefore, consciously, you understand this word. Consciously, we want to include all these things and see that people learn. It is as simple as the Swachh Bharat Abhiyan. No, we know it has to be. We should keep things clean, but they use so much money so that consciously you keep things clean. It is like this. So SDGs are to be used consciously. Find out your strength of your department. Find out what projects are getting linked with. Again, thumb rule is out of 17, you can concentrate on at the most 4 to 5 SDGs. So it's all right. Concentrate on that. Okay. Is
Okay,
it
sir.
correct? Do you
Yes.
got the answer?
Yes, understood, sir.
Okay, thank you. Yes, sir. Any more or we close?
Yes, sir. So, is there any more questions from the people? So, okay, I think, sir, if there is no questions, I would like to thank to our Kesker sir for clarifying the many of our doubts. Still, when we keep on doing many of the things, the more questions used to come in our own mind. And while doing the assignment itself, also we will have the lots of questions in our mind. Sir, with this word, thank you very much again for spending your time with us and sharing all your experience again. And as you know that Keska sir is a part of our NIT, so still there is still we have the chance to interact physically
I
also.
will try to come in July sometime.
Okay, sir. Okay, sir. Yes, sir. Sure, sir. Thank you very much, sir. So with this word, we will end for this session again. Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
Thank
And
you. Have a good lunch.
thank you very much, sir. So we will have a lunch break.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Bye bye.
Bye bye, sir.
Thanks to Director sir and all the organizers. Thank you so much.
Yes, sir. Yes. Okay, sir. Thank you, sir. So now we will have the lunch break. About our next speaker, last night he dropped me the message that he is in the Abu Dhabi. Yesterday he is supposed to reach India, but due to there is some reschedule of his flight, he may be late like that. So I'll try to update it. Then after I to get the information, then I will try to update it. So now let's have a lunch break.